Hello, everyone.
What up, everybody? Oh, we got an extra cam on. Hold on.
Today is Friday, the 13th day of December in the year 2024. My name
Friday
is
the
Mark Cuiso, and I
13th.
serve as president of this city council. Public comment will be taken both in person in the council chamber and via teleconference.
Where's Jason
for today's
at
meeting.
on Friday the
Madam
13th?
Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes, sir. Blumenthal, Harris, Dawson, Hernandez, Hutt, Hirado, Lee, McCosker, Nazarian, Padilla, Park, Price, Rahman,
Nazarian.
Martinez, Yaroslavsky, 10
Look at him.
members present and a quorum, Mr. President.
All right, first order of business.
Oh, he's got his gay LA
Approval of the
fucking
minutes of December
gay
11,
LA,
2024.
little
Councilmember
sign.
Yaroslavsky moves. Councilmember Blumenthal seconds.
We didn't need
What's
the
next?
sign, bro. We could tell, Marquise.
Commendatory resolutions for approval.
Councilmember Padilla moves. Councilmember Rodriguez seconds. Next.
Mr. President, would council like all items to go forthwith today?
Without objection,
Jason's on
that'll be the
standby.
order.
Mr. President, there are several requests to continue items. First request is to continue item 43 to January 14th, 2025, sir.
Put your mask back on, ma'am.
The second
demanding.
continuation is item 59, continued to January 22nd, 2025, sir.
All right. Without objection.
Items 1 and 2 are items noticed for public hearing. Items 3 through 29 are items which public
Yeah, it's his
hearings
little
have
fa la
been
la
held.
la, his little
For items 9,
his gay Christmas
11, 22 and 27 and
medallion.
29. The Budget, Finance, and Innovation Committee reports are online under their respective council files.
I do too. I
Corrected
don't normally dark, but I do
Transportation
here
Committee reports
in this position.
For items 15 through 20 are online under their
Look how
respective
packed it is.
council files. For items 30
almost no room on the
through
rope.
55,
Or
those
on the
are
lift.
items to which public hearings have not been held. Items 56 and 57 are closed session
Kids are loving it
items
this morning.
considered by the Budget,
Nice, beautiful
Finance,
day.
and Innovation Committee.
Plenty of
10
fresh
votes are
pal.
required for consideration.
All right, those items are now before
Is he
us.
baby gay?
Members, before I
Probably.
call for specials, I
Probably
want to
created
yield
baby
to
gay.
Councilmember Rodriguez for a special
Oh.
announcement.
Thank you. Colleagues, where's my... Oh, hold on. We got some folks coming up.
What's up, Shroomies? Changed your name, huh? Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I got the blue one on today, the Hanukkah Christmas, and then I had the regular Christmas, and then I
colleagues,
got my other Christmas one coming up.
Thank you. I am very proud to
Tonight.
stand here today and be joined by many members of my district. I
Last
proudly
thing they need is
represent
all
an
that
area
fucking
with
shit on
a
their
rich
desk, all
and
that free
diverse
food.
Equestrian community. And today we're here to celebrate
fold is way
National Day of the Horse, a day that reminds us of the profound impact that horses have had on the history of this Western culture that we have.
Couple of them have
and
a
that we
horse
honor
face.
And celebrate here in Los Angeles. Our communities, it's an important part of the cultural fabric of our great city. And it's part of a really deep history that without them, our nation would be unrecognizable. Horses have been part of the workforce, plowing the fields that sustained our ancestors, carried supplies across uncharted lands, built the
I
infrastructure.
thought it was you that
allowed
did all that.
communities
Or
to
your family
succeed
members,
and grow.
Monica.
Their
Thought
contributions
it was
are
you.
woven into the foundation of our country, and their spirit endures today. Here in Los Angeles, horses hold a special place in our cultural identity, whether they're part of the vibrant equestrian traditions of our Western heritage, supporting therapeutic programs that bring healing
Mike?
and hope, or connecting communities in celebrations like our iconic parades. Horses
Yeah, they
remind us
banned the
of
rodeo,
beauty
but now
and
they want to
strength
honor the
found
horses.
in the bond
This is
between
true.
humans and
Yes.
animals. And horse and equine culture is particularly important in the North Valley, where it remains both, I know, in my district and Councilmember Lee.
They
and
did
other
top
areas,
secret,
Ms.
yes.
Rahman's as well. The advocates that have joined us here today are passionate about protecting and ensuring that we continue to honor.
Sit
and
down
support
already. We
this
know you love to
incredible
talk.
legacy.
Shut up
Together, we
already.
are
Wish
advocating
somebody
for
would
the
just fucking
preservation
get
of
up and
horse
yell.
culture
Shut
and
up
National
already,
Day of
bitch.
the Horse. And as
Shut up,
urbanization
Meg.
grows,
Shut
we
up,
must
Meg.
continue
Shut
to
up,
remember
Meg.
the responsibility that we have to care for these incredible creatures. Wild and domestic horses alike rely on us to preserve their well-being and their legacy. From the rugged beauty of wild horses like Utah's
And cows like you, Monica. Save the
nearly
cows.
9.2 million horses across the nation. They are a living link to our shared history.
What's up,
And
neighbor?
I hope your offices take an opportunity to meet with these advocates who are here today to learn more about the importance of horse culture and our city's policies that so often, in particular, land use policies that can also have detrimental effects on this, that we continue to understand, protect, and preserve this
BoJack
important
Horseman
part
matters.
of our rich cultural history. So today, let us celebrate not only the
BoJack.
horses' role in shaping our past, but also their contributions to our present and future. Thank you.
Thank
you
you
so
for
much.
shutting the fuck up finally.
Councilmember Hernandez. All right, specials members, any specials? I see Councilmember Hernandez on the board for a special.
Baby gay.
Yes. Thank you, Council President.
Oh, hell yeah.
I would
She's
like
been
to call
watching the
items
show. She
15
bit off
through
me.
20
Why you got to bite off
and
me?
32, special for a separate vote, 15 through 20, and 32. I have an amendment for item 22. I believe
Indigiqueer.
The city attorney has a copy to read into the record.
Okay, so I do have the amending motion, but my
They never do,
recommendation at this time
Glenn.
is that we hold this on the
They
desk
love to
until
hear
it can be
themselves talk.
circulated
Oh my
to the
God, is he
CLA's
wearing
office.
contacts in the middle?
Let's hold that on the desk for item number 22 then.
Groat's
Thank
always
you.
wearing glasses. He got his contacts on.
Item
Dang.
30, I would like to move
Think
the
Groat and
amended
her are
motion
gonna
in lieu of
bang
the
it out?
PCU report, and I have questions for item 62.
Maybe she's
and
banging
61.
Groat out, and that's why his hair's always fucked up in the morning.
Is there
She's a wild
second
one.
to Ms. Hernandez's motion to adopt the amending motion for item 30?
All right, everybody.
Smoke.
I mean, you never know. You might catch the Prius rocking and shit. When the Prius is a rocking, don't come a knocking. You know what I mean?
All right, Councilmember Hutt.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. On item number 49, and I'm doing this for CD9, we would like to adopt the CAO's report.
All right, and I'll second that.
Thank you.
I don't know, JC.
Councilmember
What's up, Salvador?
Jurado.
President, I'd like
Got
to call
contacts
item
for Christmas
36
presents?
special in order to continue
yeah,
it
so
to
did I.
January 7th.
Well, no, it's Halloween.
All right, without objection, that item will be continued to January 7th.
Looks like you just woke up
Councilmember
too, girl.
Bloomfield.
Thank you. Item 20, call special for a technical amendment.
Bob
which
looks like a
will be read
preacher
in.
this morning, like a pastor.
You want to read that now? I can move to the
Just
next.
missing the little thing right here, the little collar.
Yes, the amending motion reads, I move
All right, better
item
with
number
glasses
20
or
of
without?
this
What do you guys
council
think?
agenda Be amended to replace recommendation 1.
I think the glasses might take away from the rest of his
Saddleback
face.
Street
It's better.
between Mason Avenue and Lurline Avenue.
Like it's
Technical change. And then,
you're just so busy fixated on the glasses, you're not paying attention to what his
and then
face
item
looks like.
28, in committee, we instructed that it
Better
be
with the
moved
glasses,
back to Public
Cortland?
Works. So I'd ask that
Better
we
with
move it
Molly?
back to Public
Better with
Works
PJ?
and BFI to allow CAO to submit a report and the committees to hear the item. for
Look
item
at you,
28.
all of you with, except for
And
laced.
then, item 12,
Laced
amending
is the only
recommendation
one.
2 and adding recommendations 6 and 7.
Sorry, laced, you got
That's an
ratioed in
amendment
the
you can
chat.
Read into the record.
I'm not saying he's ugly. I'm
12,
not
correct.
saying anybody's ugly or pretty or anything less. I'm just saying. Sometimes when you wear glasses, people are fixated on the glasses. They're not
Yes.
paying attention to the rest of what's going on.
So the
It's a distraction.
motion reads, I move that
Distracting.
item number 12 on today's council agenda be amended as follows. 1. Amend recommendation 2.
That's why I don't wear glasses, so you
Instruct
guys
the
can
general
see my
manager of the
beautiful
housing
face and not be
department
distracted
or
by it.
designee to execute a sole source contract with Share and/or amend relevant contracts to include funding amounts up to $200,000 for rental subsidies and $474,305 for staff salaries to support up to 60 participants per year, and peer respite services. Designate the CD3 as manager for housing placements and extend the term of the Share CD3
Is it
housing
packed or
program
not?
through
What do you guys
June 30th,
think?
2027.
Look at the
Additionally,
lift all the
add
way up.
a new recommendation
There it goes. That
6.
poor lift is doing
Request
its job
council
today.
to renew
It's
/
earning its
allocate
money.
30 time limited subsidies.
It's
TLS,
Friday though,
to
right?
Share
Kids are having a good
CD3
time.
for
It's already
clients whose
midday
rental
there.
subsidies have
It's
lapsed.
almost 1 o'clock.
And add a new recommendation 7 request LASA to report on establishing a minimum 20 TLSs set aside for each council
Does he put
district
mousse in his
pursuant
hair?
to
Do they
Council
still
File
make mousse?
20-08.
I mean, usually people just use even gel now. People, I have gel that I use now. Like it went away. It went to pomade, and then it went to gel, back to gel.
And then lastly, just
I think they're just making it different than it was back in the day.
Comment.
Remember Depp? I remember that was like
Thank you.
the big hair
Thank you
gel
so
back
much.
in the
All right,
day.
on
It was
this
Aquanet
side,
was the
Councilmember
hairspray,
Park.
and Depp was the gel.
An amendment on 19.
I don't remember the best
Okay.
mousse.
Councilmember Park has an amendment on number 19.
What up, Jason? It's your day today, Jason. Friday the 13th. They call it product now?
All right.
Mousse
We're waiting
still
for the
exists?
reading of that.
I mean, are people
Councilmember
really using
Hernandez.
it? Any of you guys, yes or no? Put it in the chat room. Do you use mousse? I don't care about anything else. Do you use mousse?
9 and
That's all I'm
42.
asking.
9 and 42.
Do you
Okay.
use
Thank you.
mousse?
All right.
I don't use it.
Do we have
I
this
use gel,
19 yet?
and I still have some old pomade
All right.
that I haven't thrown away
Councilmember
that I guess I
Price?
should.
19?
President.
All right. We're going to read
You use
Councilmember
mousse,
Parks'
Fifu?
amendment into the record.
I remember mousse
The
smelled
amendment
good.
reads,
I mean,
I
not that
move
gel
item
doesn't.
number
So most of
19
the gels
today's
smell pretty
council agenda
fragrant. They're pretty
be
nice.
amended to add the following additional street segment. North side of Venice Boulevard.
No,
between
there's a
Linden
yes.
Avenue
Jay says
and
yes.
Walnut Avenue.
So there's 2 yeses.
Is there a
3
second
yes
to
with
this
Kevin.
amendment?
Second.
So wife does with sweets. There's 4 technically. Never heard of mousse?
All right. Mr. Price?
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm recusing myself from items 11.
Almost reminds me of like
21, and
Ready
49,
Whipped
because my
cream.
wife's employers
That kind of a bottle comes out like that.
applicants on these items.
All
Well,
right.
it used
Thank
to
you.
anyways.
Councilmember Rahman.
That stinks.
I would like to
What are you
ask
doing
that
here?
item
come
3
you're over here
be
right now?
also referred to H&H
fuck up.
before we move it forward as a full council. And I have the support of the chair of the committee that it went through.
Okay, without objection. Then.
So just to clarify, Councilmember Rahman.
Aquanet is
you would
hairspray,
like
though. I never used
item 3
hairspray. It was
referred
never a
to
need.
H&H and council not vote on it today, correct?
That's correct.
So you want it
all right.
continued?
Aquanet used to be fucking
refer it
so
back to
popular in the
committee.
80s.
We'll
Because if you weren't
send
using it
back
on your hair,
To the Housing and Homeless
you were stealing
without
it from
objection,
whoever
that'd be
was
good.
and
And then
making it
on
into a
item
blowtorch with your
44,
lighter.
I have an amendment, which is replace the first recommendation in the CAO report dated 12/6/24 with the following. Number 1, adopt the interim housing bed rate of $80 per bed per night as applicable to be effectuated January 1st,
No, there's no
2025.
gay clause or whatever just yet. I don't know. Maybe.
That's it.
Maybe we
Is
just don't
there
know
a
about it
second
yet.
to this verbal? Oh, thank you, Councilmember.
All right, Councilmember Rodriguez. Oh, sorry, Councilmember.
Or maybe a
comments
group
on
called
that.
Elf Queer
Okay,
that
we'll
I
hold
don't
it
know
for
about or
comments. Councilmember
something. I don't
Rodriguez.
know.
Okay. Item 21 for a separate vote and 44 for a separate vote, but you're going to hold that for comments.
All right, Councilmember Soto Martinez.
I mean, they don't know.
President, can we hold item
Every
I'm
2
sorry,
minutes
were
they
you-
got a new group. Or somebody
Just
new
to
finally
clarify,
matters.
So Councilmember Rahman wanted 44.
They haven't figured it all
for,
out yet.
On the desk
So how
for
could we,
comments,
straight
and
people,
Councilmember
what do they call
Rodriguez
us, cis?
wanted 44.
Cis
and what was
people.
the other item?
41.
And
I prefer
41
cis.
Excuse me, 21.
Then
Excuse me,
cis.
21.
Okay, so.
So I'll be
that
known
would
as the
be
Sith.
21 and 44 as separate votes?
Correct.
Okay. Thank you. And Councilmember Soto Martinez?
Yes, can we hold item 10 on the desk for now? We're trying to figure out a technical.
Okay, item 10 held on the desk for now. Councilmember Yaroslavsky.
Thank you. I'd like to call item 58 special for comments, please.
5-8.
5-8.
Got it, okay.
Ooh. Ooh.
All right. Madam Clerk, I want to move that we confirm the lien as recommended by the Department of Building and Safety for item number 1.
Yes, sir. And is there a second to the president's? Mr. Blumenfield. Thank you.
all you
All
are.
right.
You're just a
And
big
for item
giant
number 8, I want to
baby.
move to receive and file this item.
Is there a second to the president's motion?
Hetero clause? Shit, yeah, hetero clause.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I'll pick one. Thank you.
Hetero clause and his gay
Councilmember Hutt.
reindeer.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to ask that we adopt the transportation report for items 15 through 20.
Do I have a Christmas tree?
All
Not
right.
yet. I usually buy it. I don't know.
Is there a second to that?
Actually, right around
Second.
now, maybe in the next
All right.
few days. I think the
Councilmember Hernandez,
15th is usually when I have it
All
set
right.
up, which is 10 days usually before Christmas.
What items
And then you
are
keep it for another
available
10 days
to-
after
hold on
Christmas
before
or
we go,
so,
I
and then you
guess,
get rid of it, just after New Year's.
A couple members
Take it
have
down.
walked in. Mr. Nazarian, do you have any
Because
specials?
I buy the
Mr.
real
Lee?
ones. I don't get a fake one. I don't want to
No
store that
specials?
shit.
No specials?
I want to
All right.
smell that shit. Plus, Stinks likes them too. I think he he doesn't attack it, but he enjoys he you know what he does? He likes to enjoy laying underneath it on that the tree skirt. I think that's what you call it. The thing that you lay around the bottom that you put the presents on. 'Cause I put one of those down. It's super soft and excuse me. He tends to like it. He likes to lay on it. And he'll bite at the branches a little bit, but he's pretty good with it. Tonka, I have not seen the Lego commercial with my cat. No, I have not. What's up, Terry? Good morning. He can see. He's reading the
All
comments
right.
right now. Don't you see
We've got
him?
a lot of specials. We want to give the clerk time enough to figure
Likes to
those
chew
out.
on the
We
tree.
wanna,
Yeah,
go
he'll chew on the
immediately to
bottom branch a little here. He
presentations
likes
at
to
this
knock
time.
the
and
the ornament balls
very,
or whatever
very
you call
special
them.
Presentation,
He likes
led
to
by
knock
our own
those off.
Council member from the
and then he
6th
rolls
District,
them
Imelda
around
Padilla.
the room. So, yeah, every morning I wake up, there's usually one of those things knocked off. But other than that, he's good. He doesn't climb on it or anything, So, yeah, he likes it. I think he truly enjoys it. I know I do. I like the look of it, the smell of it. That's probably Mr. Herman back there with the Trump sign. I would gather. There's not too many Trumpers there. Oh, see, he should hold it up now that we can see it. There he is. Look at, he's got his glasses on. There he is. You can see him back there. Look at him, 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 look at him. He's ready. I'm looking for somebody.
Ready.
No other regulars. Ian, where are you at? The girl's here about to give a presentation. Where's Ian? I miss him.
So, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you all for being here today. Friends, family, and longtime friends, colleagues, everyone, as we come together to honor a truly remarkable leader, a friend, someone I refer to as a mentor, and a legacy of the San Fernando Valley.
Baby
the
gay?
Honorable Congressmember Tony Cardenas.
Oh, it's not Baby Gay. Is he a part of Baby Gay? Or indigiqueer?
Bravo, exacto.
I want to get like an indigiqueer
Today, as we celebrate
hoodie or
his
something.
legacy of over
Wear on the
28
show.
years of public service, from the California State Assembly to the Los Angeles City Council, and finally to Congress, where he has been a tireless advocate for the San Fernando Valley, the Latino community, and working families across the nation. Congressmember Cardenas' story is one of perseverance, dedication, and vision. From his roots in Pacoima to his role as a trailblazer.
That's what I'm
in
hoping. I'm
Congress,
hoping
he
she
has
doesn't
championed
recover,
causes
V-Pool.
that had left an
She's busy in
undeniable mark
fucking
on our
in
city and
Luxembourg.
beyond. For me and my
I've been to
personal
Luxembourg.
story, as
In
someone
fact,
who was
when I went to
introduced him
Luxembourg, I
when
didn't even
was
know it existed.
involved
I was
in
like,
the LA
huh?
Youth Council,
Wait,
he
there's a place
represented
called
little bit more
Luxembourg?
than just
The fuck is this?
another person in office. To me, he represented as someone that could be the son of a gardener, a graduate of LAUSD, and make it into leadership. In addition to that, it's also
Fucking
through
Taiji.
Tony Cardenas
Morning.
that I was first exposed, for example, to elections. Tony versus Wendy, who's also here with us today. Right? And later, I'm also really honored to be here by members of his family.
I think it starts
because when I was a
February
senior, I was a
1st,
recipient
Conga?
of their family foundation scholarship.
February 1st coming up, something like that, or January 30th. It's right around that time.
And of course, post-college and as a young adult, very much instrumental in my journey of becoming an elected leader through his support. So thank
I
you,
don't think they're
Tony.
going to do 45
This is very
minutes.
personal
but
for me.
We'll see.
And
Let's
congratulations
hope not.
on your next moves. It's been quite a journey.
Yeah, wrap it up already, guys. It's already been long enough.
I also want
3-4
to point
minutes
to
is
the
enough.
very important contributions Congressmember Cardenas has made to making our city a better place to live and enjoy, not just for us, but for future generations to come. Over his years of public service, he has significantly advanced the city's efforts towards sustainability and resource equity. For instance, his leadership on clean energy initiatives paved the way for the Department of Water and Power's transition to renewable energy, reducing our dependency on coal and setting a benchmarks for cities nationwide. Furthermore, Congressmember Cardenas collaborated with LA San to enhance water recycling programs, ensuring long-term water security for Angelinos. His leadership on clean energy initiatives helped transition the Department of Water and Power towards sustainable practices, and his advocacy for equitable water management brought lasting reforms to ensure access and conservation efforts citywide. These achievements are just a glimpse of the bigger picture of his impact, and we are fortunate to recognize his legacy today. And it is a privilege to recognize him today with this resolution and to celebrate his countless contributions to Los Angeles. But to begin the celebration, it's my honor to first introduce a few speakers, starting with someone who shares a personal connection to the Congress member and has worked alongside him to uplift our communities. I invite to the pole now, California State Senator Alex Padilla. U.S., OMG. Former state senator.
OMG, I don't know what I'm saying. And she fails.
Good morning, everybody.
Oh, look, the DEI hires here, everybody. Yes, the DEI hire of DEI hires. I mean, she and Kumala are the poster chars. They should be hugging each other on a poster together. This is DEI.
I never thought this day would come.
We're here because of who we are and not because we're the best for the job.
Work to do in Washington, but I want to thank Councilmember Padilla. Yes, relation. We'll figure it out later. But and the mayor and the council for taking precious time. I know how busy this horseshoe is. You know I know how busy this horseshoe can be.
Horseshoe.
To pay tribute and to honor.
You mean donkey circle, not horseshoe.
Member, but our congressman, not just my friend, not just my colleague, but truly my brother in public service and in public life, Tony Cardenas. And anybody who knows anything about Tony will know you should not wait another second.
Is he going to cry? Probably. Good to see this bitch fell in Luxembourg. Hopefully she broke her hip.
From his wife, Norma Cardenas.
Hopefully she's in traction right about now. Oh my God, look who's back there. 3-inch shrimp and his girl, Harriet. Laser lady.
I've had the true honor, the true blessing to have had a seat up close and personal to Congressman Cardenas' entire career. As Bob Hertzberg just reminded me, he remembers when I was a young, very naive campaign manager.
Dude, Rob Deer Dick.
Shot candidate for the assembly in 1996. I'll save some stories for the book. But starting from those days to flash forward a few years when I was on the council.
Vpol's in Twitch right now.
Speaker Bob Hertzberg, when Tony was chair of the budget, many a late night phone call from Assembly Member Cardenas.
You're being summoned to Vpol over on YouTube.
Projects, quick, we're trying to finalize the budget. To serving together.
I'd love to watch him do a kickflip.
Council to today, where we serve as colleagues in the United States Congress, making sure LA is taken care of in both the House of Representatives.
There's the Braille guy standing with 3-inch shrimp.
Throughout all those years of service,
I like Braille guy because he comes in all soft and nice, cordial. Then he blows up.
From
just like a straight bomb, guts everywhere, all over the room. All right, everybody.
Environmental protection, but environmental justice, to fighting for positive immigration reform and against
Shell,
the
are you in
bashing of
here?
immigrant
I haven't
communities
seen
in
you.
Southern California and across the country, and so much more. I know that the San Fernando Valley, the city of LA, and the United States of America is better off.
I think she
for
fell
his
in
service
Luxembourg,
and for
not
his
Germany.
But
Aisle.
what I've appreciated,
But
just
most
as much,
people,
if
when
not
they're
more
hurt,
than the issues he's
no matter what country they're they're going to go to Germany. 'Cause the doctors are great in Germany.
throughout his
A
public
lot of American
service
doctors there, too.
career.
You have American bases.
With honor, with ethics,
Because our friend, he broke
with
his foot when we were in
the
Belgium.
example that he has set for
And
so
they didn't
many
want to go to doctors in
young
Belgium.
people, and even in
They
new
wanted to go to
generation
Germany,
of
so they
leaders.
took him to Cologne.
You see, I find myself inspired
Got
by
his
Tony,
foot fixed.
starting with the fact that we have so much
Usually
in
that's how
common.
it kinda
We're
works.
both proud children of immigrants.
Jennifer, thank you so much.
My father was from Jalisco. His parents were from the state of Jalisco.
That's it. Stay away from
Literally
Crystal
just
Lake.
blocks away from each other in Pacoima, California. Now, he's a little bit older, so we didn't grow up together. But we knew a lot of the same families in the community. Our parents brought us to the same church on Sundays. We both attended Telfair Elementary and later San Fernando High School. I think you're going to hear Go Tigers
Got an interview? Nice, Brandon.
throughout the tribute.
Get
today.
it.
We both have degrees in engineering.
Congratulations,
and,
Brandon.
Yes, a passion for the
I wish
community.
you the best.
And public service. But I want to make a note that when Tony first ran for office, when we were both getting into government and politics, it was at a time when there were a lot.
Yeah, it was one of the countries I went to. I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck is Luxembourg?
In elected
Never
office,
heard of it
at the local
while
level,
I was there.
the state level,
Just don't ever remember
and
hearing
at the
about it.
federal level.
It's not a
And
big
so
place.
that's part of Tony's legacy as well. Doing the political work, doing the mentoring to inspire more people to be involved, not just in elected office, but in all aspects of public service. Because all perspectives deserve a seat
He's
at
already
the
had
table,
enough, the guy in the
and
yellow
all
tie.
voices
He's already tired
deserve
out.
to be heard.
Tony's just starting up.
And if we're better today than we were 25, 30 years ago, it's in large part because of the work and passion of Congressmember Tony Cardenas. So I thank him for
I doubt that,
the
Dart.
issues he's worked
She's
on,
probably
the
drunk as
projects
she
he's
always
delivered on,
is.
the example
Neither
that
she
he
was
set,
walking around and
and the
fell,
doors that
or
he
she was
has
fucking on
opened.
the slopes
And I
and
will end
fell.
with
And either
this.
way, I don't care.
I think my 2 minutes are
I just hope she doesn't make a recovery. I hope she has to have
quotes
orthopedic surgery.
from Mahatma
I
Gandhi
wish her the worst.
that I think of when I think of Tony Cardenas. A sign
She deserves
of a good
it.
leader is not how many followers you have, but how many leaders you create. Tony, on behalf of me, your roommate in Washington, and my 99 colleagues in the United States Senate, a little tribute to you and a big thank you.
And all the other ass lickers standing behind me that all want to lick your fucking butthole, tongue punch your asshole. Here's your little Opeachy folder for all your great work. Didn't even get a fucking frame.
Thank you so much, U.S.
Nirvana,
Senator
thank you
Sophia,
so much,
for your
Nirvana.
thoughtful words and highlighting the congressman's impact. And now we are very honored to have with us a leader who has also championed equity and opportunity across Los Angeles, our very own Mayor Bass.
Kat, thank you so much, Kat. That's huge. Merry Christmas, happy holidays to you and your whole family, Kat. You're always so generous. Happy holidays, thank you. And of course, Happy New Year coming up. I wish you the best in 2025. I do, Kat. Thank you so much. You're always so supportive, Kat.
To speak in 1 minute. Isn't that right, Tony? Let me just say, I don't know when we met, actually.
We don't really care, Karen. We hope you'd finish, stop talking, even though you just walked up 2 seconds ago.
And I was
Just seeing your face makes me want to fucking barf.
Well, actually, before 24 years ago,
You
in
know?
the 90s.
It really
when
does.
We were watching all the laws change. A lot of ballot propositions put in 3 strikes.
Just looking at you makes me want to fucking
raise
puke.
sentencing in a lot of different
And this is the
categories.
one
And there
who
was
I
one
pulled up in front of her
proposition, I
house
think it
and
was Proposition
yelled at her
54,
in the middle of the
that was
night.
focused on young people.
While you guys
And
were
it
watching.
lowered the age in which a young person could be tried as an adult. It took. It
Told her
made
what I really
vandalism
felt
like
about her
graffiti a felony
right in front of her
where
house.
People could go to prison. And so at Community Coalition, we were really worried because we knew that this was going to have a disproportionate impact on Black and brown youth. And so where I first
And remember,
learned
she's
about
not the best for the job. She's there because of what she is.
because in the state assembly, you were the leader on juvenile
And it's
justice
proven.
reform, and you
Because
were
she's
trying
been
to
here about a
counter
year or
what the
maybe
public
more
was
now
doing at the
and
time,
hasn't done a
because you
fucking thing.
understood
Not a
that if
fucking
you
thing.
send
Not
young
one thing
people to
that I
prison,
could say,
you've
you know
essentially
what, that's
condemned them
cleaner, or
for
that's
life.
better,
And so
or they
you
bought
took
new
the lead
things
in
here
the
for the
Shift
kids, or
Cardenas
nothing.
bill, and at Community
Nothing.
Coalition, we studied that. We had study groups that read every part of that bill, and we got
She's like
behind
that other
bill.
idiot
We
that's in the White House, Jean-Pierre Corrine, whatever fucking name is. I'm here because I'm gay, black, and French. Exactly, we know that. We know that, little liar. Little liar, little liar.
And of course, one of the first things that Congressman Cardenas did was started a juvenile justice caucus so that he could continue the work that he was doing in Los Angeles, in Washington, D.C.
I haven't seen him, Kat.
I had started a caucus on foster youth.
I'm missing.
You were focused on
We know he's
juvenile
okay.
justice.
I haven't seen
The
what's his
same
name
issue.
either.
The
Mr.
difference
Sachs
is juvenile
hasn't been there
justice
for
is
months.
What happens to teenagers when they get sent down the criminal justice
I miss
road
Mr. Harlan
versus
and
the
Mr.
child
Sachs.
welfare road. So we started working together in Congress on that. You have always been true to the community and always true to especially people who are struggling financially. So we worked together also when I chaired the Congressional Black Caucus. You were in the leadership
So
of
who
the
you think you
political
are?
part of the Latino caucus, and we fought together to make sure that COVID funding would come to our communities because
for sure,
we
Randy.
knew that COVID
Ultimate
was
hire.
gonna
Straight to the front of the line.
disproportionately impact low-income communities and especially black and brown communities.
Why didn't you get it?
We
Why
worked
didn't I
together
get the
on
job? I was ahead of her because you're not gay enough.
DACA. You took the lead in mental health on the 988 bill, a 988 number, which is the number that you can call instead of 911 if you need mental health. We worked together also when earmarks came back, which we didn't have earmarks in the beginning of our time, but we did a joint earmark together of, I think it was $7 million to make sure that the community intervention workers were able to get the funding. We did it jointly because we knew it impacted both of our communities. And on the political side, just as the senator mentioned about how you led the effort to increase Latino representation in Sacramento, well, you knocked it out the park in Congress.
You know, I kind of
You
wish
took
that
over
white people
the
were just the
Congressional
minority.
Hispanic Caucus PAC, and you
Just to see
outshined
how these
the
people would
Congressional
treat
Black
everybody.
Caucus, taught us a thing to do.
'Cause we already know we're the white
And
devils.
the
We've learned
CDC
this.
had been in business for decades. But when you came
Poor
on
little oppressed
and
people.
you stepped it up, you lifted everybody
White man
up.
done
And
got them
the
down one
numbers
more
now over
again.
30. Aren't there over 30? 43
I've been led
Latinos
astray.
in Congress. When you,
Can
when
you
you
see
went
Mr.
to
Herman back there?
Those were not the numbers, and those numbers have to be
He's so funny,
attributed to
dude.
your leadership.
Fucking
well,
love
on
Mr.
the one
Herman,
hand,
dude.
I know people are
Paging
sorry
Mr.
that
Herman.
you're leaving Congress. I'm not. One, I know that
There he
there's
is.
a
But you see,
brilliant
can you see him? Look in the top
congresswoman
right
who's
corner. Look,
taken
look, look, look,
over,
look.
so you
It's the
pass
very
the
top
baton,
right.
which is what we do. We always pay attention to who's coming after, and especially pay attention to the next generation. But I'm glad you're going to be here because you're coming back to LA right when we need you the most. When we're preparing
Good
for
morning,
these world
Arnold
events, you
Sachs.
come in
I'm
with
only
your
going to speak
wisdom
on
and your
public comment.
experience and your values.
Item number
So welcome
26.
home, Tony. And I hope that you don't come in thinking that you're going to retire because we have a long list of things for you to do.
Of course, because you don't do anything, and so now that he's got to pick up your slack.
That's pretty stupid.
Of course, there's a long list of shit to do because none of you fucking assholes get anything done besides squandering. That's all you're good at is squandering. That's it.
Thank you so much, Mayor Bass. Your reflections
Thank you so much, DEI hire.
Cardenas.
You're so awesome and brave and super gay.
And I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate that laundry list. It was great. And
Why don't
now,
you lick her pussy
we're
already?
pleased to welcome someone who has paved the way for women in
Look at that
leadership
stank
and
cunt.
shares a commitment to Congress members Cardenas' vision for equity and inclusion. Please, all join me in welcoming
There it is.
Wendy Gruhl, former LA
Did you
Controller
just
and
hear what
former
she
LA
just said?
Councilwoman for the 2nd District.
Did you see what she just mentioned right there? I know I talk a lot over it, but did you hear it? Did you catch it?
Thank you so much, and so much has
What's
already
up,
been
Gene?
said about Tony Cardenas that I wanted to say.
You're white.
about,
We
but
shouldn't hear you at all.
I just wanted to add
You're the
to
fucking devil.
the speakers
You
that
need to
not only
stop.
heard
You've
from
already
others,
talked
but from
too
people
long.
around
You're
me.
white.
Tony,
You need to get out of here.
Your passion about public
Your
service
privilege is
has been
disgusting, and it's
infectious.
absolutely overwhelming.
Met and you have delivered
Please give the mic to somebody
for this community.
of color, since white is not a color, apparently.
Say that literally the face of the Valley elected officials.
It's funny, they make white crayons, they make white cars, and it's the largest selling color in the entire fucking world. There's more white cars out there than any other kind. They make white clothes. I have white t-shirts, and it says white on it. It's not clear. It's not translucent. It's white. So how is white not a color?
And my husband and I were chatting about this last night when
I don't care what you and your husband were chatting about ever.
you know, how much we enjoyed. We were sitting right there with Hernandez, and it was alphabetical, and we sat there and we'd figure out.
Sure, your fucking your husband's a cuck for Kamala.
We ensured that people had a voice, and your criminal justice reform activities that you did on the state level were also here in Los Angeles. And
I'm
when you
talking
went to
out loud,
Congress,
Floyd. I'm not
we
addressing
all
anybody in the chat room. I'll
celebrated
tell
that
you
we
when I'm
had
talking
one of
to
our
you.
own who was there.
People know.
Someone who was never going to
What's up,
forget
Scorpius?
where he
Good
came
morning.
And not only did you go, you know, by yourself there.
Who ate all the pussy? The mayor did.
But you had your secret weapon next to you.
'Cause that's what she does.
And I must say, you supported a lot of strong women to run for office and supported them. I think that's because of Norma. But you have ensured.
I don't wear a
that,
white undershirt. I
women
don't.
have
I like one shirt. And I usually like black shirts, funny enough as it is.
Norma,
Because
I
white
think
ones,
you owe
they
a
get
great,
too
you know,
dirty
debt of
too quick.
gratitude
You just look
because
at it,
you
it gets
stood by
stained.
him and your family members who looked just
I'm not much for white
to say, when I
t-shirts. I
saw
never
them
have.
today, we've seen them
Even the
grow up.
Stafford ones that I like
But
so much.
Tony sat next
Super
to me as my
soft,
little son, who's
great
now
shirts.
21 years old, who
I mean,
was
I'll have a
with us in
few
the
for
city
whatever reason. Like if I'm wearing a
you
dress shirt, maybe
have a
I'll wear
special
underneath
relationship with him
white
as well.
shirt.
But for all the staff
But-
that are here, he invested in
Yeah,
you.
I'm not
He
wearing white
invested
shirts
in
much.
people. And that's what is so critical. I kind of got just chills thinking about that. And you invested in now U.S.
I
Senator
get,
Alex
again, though, I get it, Richard. But are tones not colors?
embraced him. And so
Are they
I
actual?
wanted to
Are
be
they
here
not
today, and
pigment?
Thank you so much.
Is it not
Councilmember
pigment
Padilla, for
of a color?
including me, because Tony and I have had a wonderful relationship. We didn't always agree on everything. I would just say that, but most of the time.
Especially our first election.
Well, that I wasn't going to say anything about.
I mean, because there's many tones of white.
I think it's a
right.
good
Many
message
shades.
that you can
Same with
be
black. Black
competitors,
isn't black. Brown isn't
believe
brown.
the same things and work together and be
Right?
friends. And I think
And when we're talking about people, I know what Latinos that are whiter than me have more freckles than me and have red hair.
And I
But
know
they're
you're
Latino.
an emotional kind of guy, and I appreciated that about you. That we would be there
Same
together
thing.
sometimes, going, okay, we're not going to cry.
I met
when
black
that
people
person
who are
stands up
super
and says what a
light and
difference
super
they
dark.
made in their lives. But I wanted to be here today.
Still
to
both
honor
black.
You, to congratulate you, to welcome
There's
you
tan
back to
white
the
people, and then
Valley
there's
a lot,
translucent white
and
people
that
like
we're-
me.
I know
Still
that
white.
We're going to continue to see you invest in Los Angeles, but thank you for your friendship and love.
Burn Dookie? Hell yeah. I love burning Dookie. It's all about. Shades. They're all about shades. Okay? And there's
Thank you so
basic
much, Ms.
colors,
Guerrero. Our
and then there's
next
shades
speaker,
of those colors.
Has also shared a long-standing
Go look at a
friendship
paint
and
book
collaboration with
for
Congressmember
cars.
Cardenas,
See how many reds there are.
another
Blues,
former council
greens,
member. I welcome now to
yellows,
the podium,
browns.
former council member Mr. Ed Reyes.
Albino. Like it or not, albino's still a shade. It's still white. And white is a color.
You know, it is a remarkable day.
Even in Spanish,
when
it's
you
a
get to hear the
color.
voices
Blanco.
Of your city council colleagues in this chamber 11 years
I mean, I
later.
figure if it isn't a color,
Thank
why
you,
do
Tony.
other
Councilmember
countries
Padilla
and
and
other
his staff
languages, why do they even
inviting
say?
me to participate
Why do they
in
even
this
make
very
a word
important
for it?
I feel humbled to be sharing this podium with all the honored guests this morning. Tony and I spent around 10 or 11 years as council members along with Councilmember Padilla,
It's Portuguese.
who was at that time one of the youngest and
Portuguese.
first Chicano
Damn,
to
that
serve
kid
as
just
Valley
jumped
Council
off the
president.
Bro, some of these kids are
Yes,
incredible.
Senator, I know you took so much heat when you first appointed me as chair of planning and land use, but in retrospect, I hope I did not let you
Is
down.
Damon
knowing
shutting
that
down
our
race baiting?
actions
No,
make
there's
evident
always going to be race
the
baiters. That's what they
respect
do,
and
Big
honor
Rig. They
we
cry.
had for our bosses,
This fake oppression
constituents,
bullshit,
and residents
a.k.a.
of this
Bubba
great
Wallace, a.k.a. Jesse Smollett,
I wanna
a.k.a.
thank
the
the
Duke
council
volleyball
attending
player,
this
a.k.a.
morning,
Joy
to
Reid,
my council member
a.k.a.
from the First
BLM.
District, Hernandez,
The list goes on and
allowing
on.
us to recognize and celebrate
We'll go to
Congressmember
see these
Tony
people and tell them,
Cardenas
hey,
for his influential
let's go
commitment
find the person who
improving the
oppressed you.
lives
Let's
of
go
so
get
many.
him. And they won't find that person. It was just, just the world in general. And, when I read stuff, that's how I feel. And
most importantly, I want to give
fake
a heartfelt
oppression. This is the
gracias
year
to
of
la
it.
familia for sharing Tony with us as a public
It's a
servant
victim
throughout the years of
Olympics.
service.
That's what it is. It's a
His
victim
devotion to
Olympics.
his family was exemplary.
None of these people
For
will
example,
ever get past the
when he
past
attended dinner
because
during
they live in
conferences
the
or kissing
past. They don't
glass,
live in the
"Where's
present.
Tony?" Well, as father first, he prefers
And all
to be
they
on the
got
phone
is the race
and
baiting.
use his time to be with his children and Norma. He made sure they were able to get as much attention as they deserved, given how so many are pulling at a council member in so many directions. So for Tony, familia was always the highest priority.
So I'm tired of hearing white isn't a
But
color.
the base point for
Straight
his
fucking
directives at
ignorance.
every government level was always creating opportunities for every youngster and
That's
family
right,
who do not
Daisy.
have access
Sure is.
to a healthy and learning
How many races has he won in the NASCAR?
environments that we as children of
NASCAR?
immigrant parents from tough and neglected neighborhoods had to
How
fight
many?
through to achieve our goals and pay homage.
You're considered Afro-Latino?
the
Why
sacrifices our
Afro?
parents suffered
I'm be
in
willing
order
to
to
bet. I'm
provide
putting
us
money where my mouth is, and I'm just guessing. Says you've never been to
I'll never forget
Africa.
how he blew up. What I
Most
mean
black
is
people I know have never been to
the
Africa.
Images of an article from the LA Times.
They've seen as much
that
of
featured our
Africa as I
parents
have,
in
and
the
that's through National Geographic on a globe.
For the then new council members.
Documentary.
who we
They're
recently elected
Americans
23
is what
years
they
ago.
are. If they were born
In
here,
the
they're
article, you'll see
Americans.
Tony's
They
father,
happen to be
how
black.
that worked in the
I'm an
field.
American who happens to be white, even though apparently it ain't a
You have
color.
a visual of Councilmember Alex Padilla with his father.
You can
at his
marginalize
side,
all
his
you
uniform
want.
as a cook.
It's not going to take back for what happened in the past.
You have my parents standing next to me in front of our
Okay?
home in Cypress Park.
Either you get
a house
past
they
it or you
purchased
fucking
with
don't, and you
hard
live
work
with your
as labor.
own idiotic guilt.
You know, as we come together today,
Whatever it
it
is.
becomes clear that Tony's wisdom.
I'm going to make it better by
sabiduría,
marginalizing
was
others.
significantly
That
missed
makes
given
sense.
his ability to visualize how resources flow from the federal, state, and finally to the local level. His passion to effectuate change for those who historically have been heard the least or ignored the most drives this.
I am from
relentless
Zamunda. I'm the
energy.
prince. I got my
I
own
recognized
money.
Back then, the
He's
bridge
got
was
his
built
own money.
between his legislative work at the state level that focused on increasing resources
Fucking Akeem.
in education for
My
students
son
surviving
works.
in neglected schools, to his work at the municipal level as chair for the Committee on Gangs.
What's up, Miss A?
The policies he generated from
You're
this
in
committee
Africa right now?
leverage resources from the county and the state to allow many
quit lying, girl.
opportunities
You better quit
to be
lying.
offered for the young people who found themselves slipping and being pulled
Oh, they'll be
into the
blaming white
culture of
people
gang
forever.
warfare and drug
Absolutely.
trade. He also established a platform for the veteranos.
You know what's
The
funny is they
OGs
never
who
blame
returned
Arab
to
folks
neighborhoods
for
with the
slavery.
intent to provide
When they were
youngsters
some of
a
the
way out
biggest
school,
slave traders.
way out of trouble, and allow them to get back into school.
You know, again,
At the
it's just
federal
whatever.
level, as we
It's
have heard,
the ones they
created
pick and choose who
infrastructure
they want to go
to
back
allow for
after.
individuals to have an
Instead of just
option to
living
call
their
a phone
lives and
number,
going forward.
a direct
Stuck
line,
rent-free
literally
in their
and
head.
figuratively, for
They'll
someone
never
who
get
is
past
in
it.
need to address the mental health issues. that-
Arabs still have
and
slaves?
provide
They
them
probably
with some
do.
form of relief.
Shit, you can go to like fucking El Salvador. People have
Council
slaves
members
there.
at the risk
Go
of
to
being
Honduras. My friend lives in
those in
Honduras.
power
I'm not gonna
and
say
ask
they're
you that we
slaves,
must
but
come
let's
together
just
to
say they're
celebrate and
people
give a
that do
strong
everything
message
for
to
you and live in the
The
garage
hope is that in these challenging times,
and
with
don't
budget
get
cuts,
much money other than
dwindling
food and a
resources,
garage to live
the
in.
retiring of many city employees with vast
that's today.
institutional knowledge in the next 3 to 5 years.
That
we
ain't
as a council
fucking
body
30, 40,
can learn from the
100,
strategies we
200
witnessed
years
in
ago.
Tony's career
That's
as a public
today.
Yes, Tony and I got into it on a few occasions. It was not pretty, but we sustained communication and respect
Right?
and a friendship.
Right?
We spoke to each other.
Don't let 'em
We
know, though,
learned to
history hunters.
understand the
You better
value
stop.
of the bureaucracy.
Someone's gonna get
and
angry with
because
you.
Without them, it is impossible.
You're going to ruin their
to
narrative. Oh,
realize
here goes the other
change.
DEI hires. Remember, you're
That
not
is where the
black if
rubber
you don't
meets the
vote
road.
for them. Look at Mike.
It's not uncommon
Big Mike's
going
bigger
back
than
to
him.
1994, when I used to see Mayor Bradley walk to the councilman's office and define a
Dang,
plan of
girl, you
action
like
for the sake
6'2".
of our community.
Finna dunk.
It demonstrated respect for each other's.
I can
within
see it.
this city.
Tongue out and everything, just
I
rattling
know
the
that's how
rim,
difficult it
backboard
is
and
to
everything,
do,
swaying.
But I know the fighters like Tony inspire a sense of hope and optimism for all of us. I have faith that you, as 15 members
Stinks
of
is
this
bored with them.
institution, will set aside your differences
He's
to
turned his
heal
back
and
on them.
address the thousands that desperately need your effectiveness as managers.
Oh, Big Mike.
Between the legislative leadership, the bureaucracy that carries
She's
out
the
directives,
she's the real
in
Michael
conjunction with the
Jordan
mayor.
when it all's said and done.
So with
Jordan
that,
face back, swoosh,
I ask you,
and that's the game!
let us not lose this moment in celebrating Tony's career as a public servant.
Oh, Big Mike, I want to be like
Let us
Mike. I
grasp
want to
what it means
be
to
like
a public
Mike.
servant. We sometimes get caught up in fancy suits, $1,000 dinners, and all of this fanfare. But in reality,
All right, instead
our
of
true
staring at the
bosses are
bald man
people
for
that
just a
grind
moment, I
out
want you
every
guys to
day in the
watch
city.
the middle ramp up here.
We have a new
Okay,
council.
right
We have
here,
new
okay?
members
Can
who
you see the cursor
have
right
a
here?
lot of desire and
You
a
see
lot
the
of energy
cursor
to
here?
make a difference. But let's not forget
Watch right here.
those unsung heroes who work 10, 12 hours a day.
Some of these kids are so good. Watch this guy coming up right now. Look at that.
Doing all the heavy lifting.
360.
And
Straight landed. These
watching
kids are
Tony
good,
do his
dude.
work, those of us who work just as hard.
Next
understood
Olympians
that
right here,
that
man.
Time is precious. So I thank you, council members, for your attention. I thank
Here it comes, here it
Tony
comes.
And the team.
Yeah,
for the
there's a nice
inspiration
360.
and the family
Let's
for
get
their
it.
sacrifices. Muchas gracias.
I mean, some of them are really incredible, man. And they all seem like they're kids.
so
I
much,
mean,
Mr. Reyes,
looking
for
at their
those
body
words. I think that
stature,
was,
it's like no
that
adults
really hit
here.
all of us. So thank you. Appreciate it.
They're all kids.
A lot about.
Watch this
what's
guy's
my
bombing
favorite
hill
about
right now. Let's see him.
collaboration.
He's going to jam right here, right here.
Appreciate that a lot.
Bro.
And now I want to invite
Fucking good.
Senate Majority Leader, who has worked along.
It's good to see them out and about on a beautiful day, enjoying themselves. He went down.
Please welcome to the podium, Honorable Bob Hertzberg.
Oh, great. All right. Bob, can we hurry it up? Look at Mr. Herman back there in the corner. Look at him, look at him, look at him.
Thank you, Councilmember Padilla, for including me in this important presentation before this extraordinary body who I hold in high regard. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
No, it's from Highland Hills Resort
with so
in
many folks
Minnesota.
standing behind me who have done so many extraordinary things that so many people don't even
We
know
like
their
to watch
names
them every year.
for folks.
We watch
in
them take the ramps down when all the snow dries up.
Last week, I
And
think
they
it was
kind of
28
just, it
years
stops,
ago,
and then we get
me,
back to it again
Tony
when the
and
winter
I
hits. So watch some of
came
these
to
kids. They're really
Sacramento.
good, man.
both with a pledge to fight for our communities in the San Fernando.
No, I've never snowboarded.
What we didn't know on
I've
that
gone skiing
day
a few
when we were
times.
sworn in,
I've never
we had that big,
snowboarded in my
gigantic
life.
article in the
And
Daily
most of these
News
kids
about
ski
you and
now.
your family.
It's like it was skiing, snowboarding came, killed almost everything.
That we would
Everybody was a
have an
snowboarder.
extraordinary
Now it's like
outsized
mostly
influence
skiers again,
on impacting
with no
folks in
poles
San Fernando Valley, Mr. Campaign,
and a few snowboarders mixed in.
that I became speaker and Tony Cardenas, with the help of Jose Cornejo.
I don't know if it's Christmas
brought $1
vacation, but it
billion
is
in
Friday and
1
it's
year to
1
the San
o'clock.
Fernando Valley. I never forget when I came.
Oh,
back
maybe
to the
they
governor's
didn't go to
office, John
school,
Burton
or
were there, and there was a big
I don't
story
know.
about
Maybe it
us
was a
in
snow day
the
yesterday.
Valley
Who knows?
section back then of the Los Angeles Times. They go,
Might have
"What
snowed
the
there.
heck?
I don't know.
How
I
did
didn't.
you do
It
that?"
did snow the other
We
day
buried,
when we
Jose,
were
a lot
watching
of stuff
Bob.
in that budget for the
So
community that
maybe
we
they had a
believe
snow day on
we
a
had
Friday.
deep ethical obligation, who have been for generations underserved and fought like a son of a gun. You heard today about Schiff Cardenas, which initially got
Bunny
vetoed
Hill.
by the governor, and we figured out a scam.
Yeah,
around
this
to
is more of
get
like a.
around
I'd
them
say
on
this
that
is more
way.
like a skate park
But I just want to take the
You know,
one
just
more minute that I have here today.
in snow versus
Not to
having
just
an
talk
actual
about
like a
Tony's
a
accomplishments at
run.
the state level of government, here in this chambers and in Congress.
But it is
and all the
dual-sided.
various things that he's
They
done
only have them
as a
skiing on one
leader
side,
and
I guess, and
bringing
they're
on
grooming the
senators
grooming
that
the
he
other.
indicated,
There's
other
the
leaders,
puppet.
which is so important. But what's his character? Here's a guy, when I gave him his tequila bottle, it was called Unce, because he's number 11 in the family.
They really are going to
Any of
use the
us who ever didn't
45
see a
fucking
speech with
minutes.
Tony crying about his family, his parents, about all his brothers and sisters and the like, which informed his commitment to the community, but a deep commitment to his peers. And people have talked about Norma. and Norma's influence. But the love affair that I witnessed back then and today of these two
You don't like
people who
Twitch,
are
Isle?
one. It is extraordinary love
I mean, it
affair.
has
It is
some
one of the
things
great
about
love
it, I guess,
affairs
that are
I have
cool,
ever
but
observed in my life. We've
it's not the
spent
greatest, that's
time
for sure.
traveling the world together and done so many great things. But I think the partnership here, the character of this man, the willingness of him to commit to public service in a way that was above and beyond in so many ways deserves this recognition today. And I am honored, Councilmember, to be included as part of this group, to just join a small voice of someone who was a witness to a very big part of history.
Well, there's
Thank you
snow
all
there
very
because
much.
that's at Highland Hills and it's live. It's in Minnesota. Is Highland Hills not in Minnesota? And did it not snow just the other day? We were watching it live. I'm not
Thank you,
saying it was a
Senator
lot of
Hertzberg.
snow, but
Now I
it
also
snowed in
want
St.
to,
Paul the other day.
Invite another
Just
friend
saying.
who has worked side by side with the congressman
No lie.
to bring
We watched live on
transformative
patrol.
change, is
Sheriff Bob,
Mr. Senator
St.
Polanco.
Paul,
Welcome to the
Minnesota. Minnesota. It was enough to snow on the street, you know.
Mr. President and members
Get the
of
street,
council,
you know, blanketed.
it's an honor
Nothing
and a
crazy.
privilege to be here
Not where you
able
need
to
plows.
Give some testimony on behalf of a very long time, not only friend, but a
Two men
longtime
just kissed. I
brother.
missed it,
And I mean
thankfully.
that
I'm watching
in
the
truest sense
snowboarders.
Of the word. Let me
So
begin
you guys
with
have to
comments
watch this
first
shit. I get to watch
acknowledging
the
foundation
snowboarders.
of
Oh!
Tony's
bailed.
career path, the inspiration of Tony's career path. Let's give another round of applause.
Think it's mostly
to
artificial?
His wife, Norma.
They were blowing snow the other night when they were grooming. So they were making snow
Norma, we are
just after we were watching
indebted
live on patrol.
for your sharing this incredible human being.
Snowed a skiff there. Shell, did you send me this lighter? I know you showed me the other thing. Did you send me this gun lighter?
Por sus esfuerzos.
Because it didn't have anything in the box again.
Gracias.
And I know the other one you sent is on the way, and I didn't get that one. But this I did get.
When I first
And
met
I just
Tony,
didn't know if this was from you. I wanted to say thank you.
and I'm going to get able to call you
I
Tony.
like it. I filled it
and
up.
You'll realize why.
I filled it
This
up.
was back in 1996. Back then, a young man was working for me, Jose Conejo, and Jose was getting these calls
Thank you so much, Shell.
from somebody from
I
the
wish
valley.
they would put the little tags in there.
And
That way
he
I
was
know.
persistent.
You know, I like to take them and bring them in
Jose would
here
come up
so
and
it
say to me,
reminds me.
"Boss, this
You know what
guy
I
keeps
mean?
calling."
Thank you so much. This is
And
awesome. I love
He
it.
wants to run for the assembly.
I'm going to use this with the gun. Gun on
And
gun hit.
I said to Jose,
And I filled it
"The
up already.
assembly?
I got butane in the house.
Where? He wants to run in the valley. The valley? Now, put it in a time frame. No Latino
That's funny,
representation. Zero. Now,
They're
I asked
praising
the
this
question,
guy in the blue. Right, this
which
guy.
valley? Central Valley? Coachella Valley? Huh?
San
He said, "No,
Gabriel
the
Valley.
San Fernando Valley. And I said, oh my God. Now, we had
Snowball
just
fight.
experienced some growth already in playing in non-traditional ethnic minority seats. And this was really a glass ceiling breakthrough. And so,
Yeah, nobody gives a fuck. Richard Polanco,
summons-
Richard G. Polanco,
as
state
chair of the
senator.
caucus, I should say I asked very politely for Marta Escutia to do the
Old
interview.
no
with them.
neck over here.
And she would do that for a lot of the candidates that
He's like
would
that
come
guy, the
seeking
Ed guy with
endorsement
no
of the
neck.
Latino caucus. And so she comes back and reports that this is a young man,
They all love
lot
themselves a
of
little too
energy,
much. Nothing wrong with
handsome,
loving yourself, but not too
businessman,
much.
graduate from college with engineering degree. And she gave the report. This part of the report was pretty telling.
What's up, John?
About Marta, who puts people to the test. Those of us who have experienced her can appreciate that. So she looked at Tony
Does
and
it,
said,
Drew?
look, I'm still not convinced. So here's what you get to do. You want the attention of the caucus?
They
You
all
need to
listen
invest
when
in
it's them
your
talking.
own campaign.
None of them listen to the
And
people.
back then, Tony was
They don't. They don't
in-
pay
a
attention.
businessman.
You could do a
very
test.
good business.
Ask them, well, what did I just
and
say?
Martha
Just a minute
indicated
later, and they wouldn't know.
$25,000, and then topped it off with you have 1 week to raise it, and then lo and behold, that 1 week elapsed. Tony comes with a slip deposit, and the rest is history. We all pay attention to Tony because Tony brings discipline. He
I think
brings
the Lions or
integrity.
Bills are going to win
He's
this
not
week.
afraid.
Well, the Lions have
He's
won every game
courageous.
but one.
Now,
and the Bills have lost,
when
what,
Tony got to the assembly,
3 games? I think 3?
Cruz Bustamante was the speaker.
I don't know what the Bills'
at the
record is
time.
now.
I was Senate
10 and
Majority
3?
Leader at the time. And
Think
Tony,
so, right? It's the Bills'
we
record.
invited Tony to be our roommate. And so the three of us lived for several years. And we really appreciated Tony's very early, big heart, a little naive, big heart, but very courageous. And so what we did in terms of assigning Tony, again, the narrative. Back then, Native Americans.
10 and 3, yeah.
Native Americans did not
Well,
have
I mean,
the
I don't know who they're
economic
playing. I haven't even looked at their.
self-determination
I don't
that
pay
they have
attention to who
today,
they're playing.
Back then.
Rams are going to the playoffs? Well, we'll see. And then what is it?
Because of Tony,
one and done?
Because of the role of the Latino caucus in
They're not going to
bridging
go anywhere and do anything
creating
against anybody.
a bond.
When they're
A
winning
bond with
games,
the
we're
Native
barely
Americans
winning. We're not
because we
blowing
believe
anybody out.
That it was not just about gaming. It was
So.
not just about gambling. It was about
But we'll see.
sovereignty.
Have they
It
played
was about having
good in the last
ability
6
to
games?
govern
Better than the first 6?
and
Sure.
have your own determination.
Absolutely.
We made Tony point guard on that. And because of his courage,
Lions are winning
he
the
took
Super
on
Bowl?
the president pro tem, who
Be
was
good for
carrying
me.
a
I could
bill,
sell the rest of my golf
SB
cards.
8, that would have, for all intent and purpose,
Or any of my
redefined
Hutchinson stuff, even
and
though
repurposed
he's
what it is
not even
today
playing. He's done for the year, right?
considered Native American sovereignty. And as a result of that, Tony has built
Barely won last night. That's what I'm
relationship
saying.
and respect
I mean, granted, it was a
in
rainy
Indian
game.
country
You
that
are
is
playing a
unmatched
team within the division.
from California.
You
And
know,
so
you're on the
Tony
road.
came home one day with
But
a
yeah,
couple
they
of
barely
bottles
won.
of wine.
And that's what I mean.
One of the
That's what I
things
meant
that
by we're not blowing
I enjoyed
anybody
most
out.
was a
We
member of
barely
the Select
win when we
Committee on
do.
Wine.
So what are you going to
I
do?
was
Go in the
first
first round and get bounced?
Latino, followed by Senator
They don't have a
Padilla,
chance.
who ends
Too many
up
better
being
teams
the
besides
chair
them.
of the Select Committee on Wine. And you ask why? Well, like the workforce, they look like our gente, right? The issues of pesticides, who do they affect most, right? And so Tony walks in, nice bottles of wine, and we give a little lesson to Tony in terms of, or I should say Cruz does, because Cruz is the wine connoisseur. I mean, that guy
Jenna?
knows the wines. So we look
Hi,
at the
Simon.
bottle, we look at the label, we look at each other, Cruz and I, and we go, oh,
Please, Lord, don't let the Chiefs win. Well, look at the Chiefs
this
for
is
an
pretty old.
instance.
We
They have a
really-
fantastic
much
record,
better
right?
open it. Let's see, Tony.
They're tied with the Lions for the best record in the
has a
league,
little
if I'm not
difficult time
mistaken.
opening it. Cruz grabs the
And
bottle,
they're
opens it.
barely winning games.
And he
Every
goes,
single game,
"Okay, Tony."
they're winning,
Pours
but
a
it's a
little.
struggle. They're not the
before he
dominant
swirls it,
Chiefs
snips
as they
it,
once
swirls it,
were
snips it
at the
again.
current moment. They are not that.
Cruz takes his zip.
Even with D Hop in the lineup.
I do the same.
But I think they're getting that. What's that dude in Hollywood? John Brown.
Tony
I think
does-
he's coming
does
back.
the drill. He's he trains very
So,
well.
We'll see.
He
Steelers,
ends
yeah.
up
I have no faith in
swirling
Russell
it,
Wilson though. When it all is
sniffing
said
it,
and done,
drinking it, and
He-
then we ask
he's-
the big question.
he's
Wow,
just
Tony,
holding the fort.
What do you taste?
He's
What is it?
he's
pretty
no
great.
Tom Brady. You know.
Pretty grapey. And we fell in love with
Look at
Tony
Spindler.
ever
Look at
since.
Spindler.
So I'm here today to acknowledge the love, the relationship, the fact that Tony's legacy is so deeply enrooted in the San Fernando Valley, At a time when the
Right,
Howard
Jeffy?
Berman
But they
issue
won the games,
was
like it or
very
not.
prominent.
That's what I
have
mean.
the
They're
courage
winning,
and to
but not in a
have
dominant fashion.
Acevedo
Same as
and
the Rams.
Alex
When they Rams
come
win, they don't win
and-
dominantly.
and
They win by the last minute field goal
be part
or the
of
late
making history
run to get
and
the touchdown to
creating,
win the game.
The framework and the pathway for many of you that are here today who represent the San
blushing.
Fernando Valley.
I don't
I
think
want
so.
to say thank you to Norma and the family for sharing Tony with us. To my brother Tony,
They should be done
I love you.
any moment
There's
here.
a great future
Last 2 minutes, and then
after
hopefully he's
public
done.
Service, but continue being the human
I
being,
think we're on
the caring, the
coming
loving,
up to
the
4,
powerful,
Taiji.
the effective man and leader that you are.
You live in
Thank
steel country. You know, Steelers have a few little spots. I think they needed a new quarterback. They picked Pickens, and then that whole thing didn't work out.
And
Now look at him.
one
What an
more
idiot he
speaker
is.
I'd like to welcome to the podium.
Not that he was
Councilwoman,
playing well when you
Barbara
guys let him play, because he wasn't.
Thank you, Councilmember.
And I'm an idiot. I had
And
a card.
I
I got a $600 offer for it, and I said no, because the last one sold for $1,000, so I held on to it.
and successful career.
Now I'd be
that
lucky to
he
get
has,
$100 for that card,
contributed in
much
public
less
service.
$600.
And in
That's what you
advance
get for
of
being
an
greedy.
elected official, was as a businessman.
Just a fail by me.
In contributing back to the community in his own right, helping to create jobs and give opportunities for young people. That is your
Fucking
history.
Meg
That
had
has
to get
always
up in
been,
here too. God
very
damn
much
it!
part of who you are.
Shut up, Meg.
You know, when my family moved to the San Fernando Valley,
It's always
bought
about
that
them.
first home
Remember
in
when
Arleta,
my dad had
next
nothing,
to
and he
next
rubbed
door
dirt
to
together
a
to
family
make
I
a
didn't know
nickel.
would be part of my story next to Norma Cardenas' parents. And yeah, it goes back a long ways. I was only about a year old. But we have
Nice septum
such
ring.
shared stories about our experiences as young people growing up in the San Fernando Valley, growing up in the Northeast San Fernando Valley. Those that attempted to obstruct us from meeting our greatest and highest potential, whether it was the experiences at
Just say it was the
school
white
where
man.
they told us that we weren't capable or qualified of seeking post-secondary education, just as it was my experience when that college advisor told me, don't bother applying to Occidental College, you'll never get in. It's that incredible determination that helps us
Yeah,
to
no one cares,
ascend
Meg.
to the
That's
most
it, Daisy.
incredible heights.
Shut up,
But what
Meg.
is most spectacular about Tony is that after accomplishing and pursuing and
220 grand or
persisting and
something,
getting to
just
all
me,
of
and that's
those
not
places,
including
he
kickbacks
never
and bribes.
forgot the struggles of everybody else that did not have the constitution to endure the very things that have been put before us so often. And our stories
Oh, you want to
are not
open a new
unique.
liquor store? Sure.
For
I have an
some
envelope here
reason,
by 1 o'clock
we have
tomorrow.
the personal fortitude to transcend what people thought we were
Smoke.
capable of.
Your liquor
And
store
you,
is
by
approved.
example, have not only ascended to incredible
Yes,
heights.
it's approved.
From the assembly to the city council to Congress, and as Mayor Bass indicated, making sure that we were expanding Latino representation, not just here in Los Angeles, but across the country.
Look who's in
That
the back
is a
corner. Look at him. Look at him.
respect
Look at
for
him.
the deep history and the contributions and knowing all too well what our community is capable of. And
Fucking
you have
love
done it
'em.
by example. Today, the pews are filled.
You're not using this
with some
angle,
incredibly
cameraman.
powerful people
You're not using this one either.
that on their own may not have gotten to where they are today, if not for the incredible mentorship.
Look at him.
that
He's
you
so pissed.
provided.
Dude in the yellow tie totally
And
sees
I
him
know
too.
these
Keeps looking over at him.
Are only
Fuck.
a microcosm of what exists across the country. Because you
Fucking
lead
love
with
it.
heart.
They deserve every bit
You
of it.
lead with passion. You lead with conviction. And as it's a result of your leadership that I know there are now more Latinas stepping into public office as a result of your unwavering support of saying, yes, you can. So for me, Tony, I want to thank you for always exhibiting friendship and support to everything that I've continued to push forward on. You have been an incredible partner in Congress, helping to make sure that while we were teeing up projects here at home, you were finding the funding to help us deliver it. You have been an incredible
example.
Meg, I think
of
you need
what
to get on your knees
elected
right now and let him
leadership looks like
mushroom
for this
stamp both
country.
of your cheeks.
And I just want to thank
He needs to
you
put his warm bell end right on both of your
working
cheeks.
with intentionality to make
And then
sure
right
that
over your
nobody is
nose.
left behind. That everyone
I don't
here
want
is
under the
here
chin
today
shit. I want over
and
your
showing up
nose.
for you because in some small or large way you showed up for them. So congratulations on a remarkable tenure of public service. I applaud you for all of the incredible work that you have done and I know will continue to do. And as a constituent, I will continue to call on you to step into these roles.
Sorry, you sit up
But
first.
I am forever grateful for
He's trying
the
to mushroom
example that
stamp
you
her.
have shown that we need to be persistent. When people try to shut our community down, we will rise up and we will show how capable and strong our community is to be the very best.
I love
and
how
the
they're all
best fabric of what
sidebarring
this
behind
country is
and
all about.
talking to other folks across the
Congratulations
way.
on a phenomenal tenure of public service.
Yeah, wrap that shit up, Meg.
Shut up, Meg.
One more, come on.
Thank you, Councilmember Rodriguez. Before we go to our final and honored speaker, Councilmember Lee.
Fuck, so there's still two more. Gotta have Lee come in here now. Fuck, man. I want to get a mushroom stamp too, please.
when I look at-
Oh, he definitely wants the mushroom stamp.
That's standing before us, I see my
fuck.
East Valley family. Because what many of you may not know, I, a long time ago, worked for now Senator Padilla, worked for then Assembly Member Cardenas. Wow, over 20 years ago now, Tony. And you know, when you're part of the Cardenas family and you work, you are part of the family. I look out and I see Don Luis back there. I see Ernie. You know, Alina, who was probably too young at the time to remember me. Vanessa. You know, you and Norma were at my wedding. Norma, my forever first lady, as I like to call her. You guys are so incredibly important to me. You talk about creating people and creating people that move on to greater things in life, whether they be heads of companies or you know, in public service. You have done that, and Tony, you've done so much to contribute to me standing here today. You know, Norma, it's been said over and over your name. They can't mention Tony without mentioning you because you have played such an incredible part in Tony's story of getting to him to be where he is today. But you've played such an incredible part of my life. I'd like to share one recent story when I called Tony this last election for his endorsement.
He cares about you
he
and
told
Tony
me
and
he was
your
very busy.
mushroom
He's a
stamp and
congressman.
circle
he would get back
jerk.
to me. And then a couple weeks later, I get a call from Tony, and Tony goes, John, I just want to say that I'm happy to endorse you for city council. Thank you, Tony. I really appreciate it. And then in the background, all I hear is, and from Norma. And Tony followed up, and I'm sorry that it took me so long to get back to you. So, Tony, I just want to say, everyone's talking about the different things, and you have so many accolades to talk about in your life, but to show you the type of person that you are, when, you know, we see Controller Wendy Gruhl here, when we were in that race against Controller Gruhl, when we were not on the winning side, the very first thing you told me was, after I believe you made a phone call to her, was her inauguration. You sent me over to her inauguration, to tell her that whatever she needed, that you cared enough about this community, that whatever she needed, she could count on you as a partner. That is an example of someone who truly cares about their community. They don't take
Notice how they sit here and talk about this guy and everything else, but all the real problems they spend no time on? Nothing. Just babbling, senseless babbling like this.
Shit. I know shit's bad right now with all that starving bullshit and the dust storms and we running out of French fries and burrito coverings.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're running out of French fries and burrito coverings, and these dudes are busy talking about themselves the whole time. Shit.
Thank you, Councilmember Lee. Great story. And now, without further ado, the Honorable Congressmember Tony Cardenas.
Yeah. Well, let me guess. He gets 75 fucking minutes to talk. Is that Mr. Herman? Look at him. That's him back there. Of course it was him making all that noise. Oh!
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Padilla.
Like a fucking lockup. Thank you very
My
much.
kids when we needed you way back in the day. True story. Thank you, Council President and members, for allowing us this space and time to have this opportunity.
Thank you to his
for me to say
uninterested
thank
daughter in the back with the
to
septum
the
ring.
community, to all of you, to the voters, for giving me the incredible, unbelievable honor of being an elected official for 28 years of the Northeast San Fernando Valley.
Looking away. She can't even. It's like, fuck, when's this shit over? Been
Senator
standing here
Padilla,
for an hour.
Mayor Bass, to all the speakers here today, I really appreciate it.
She wants to
And
go
every
home
single
already
one
and
of you,
smoke
I've
a
said,
joint.
As we hug, I love you, and I just want to say to all of you public servants, understand this. If you don't have the support of the people closest to you, this job is impossible.
Oddly, Daisy.
And with that, I'd like to say, first and foremost, thank you to my wife, Norma, of 32 years. I've been elected for 28. When we got married, politics was not in the mix. It came later when a Chicano activist bugged me for 6 months to run for the state assembly. He was relentless. He never gave up. James Acevedo, thank you for
Thanks for bugging me, James. Constantly.
seeing something in me and my community that we had not seen yet. So thank you so much. And to all of the recently elected officials, I know that some of you just got sworn in, just a few days ago.
Congratulations,
It's
Weeds.
a beautiful opportunity. You're going to love it.
Hopefully you're enjoying it
But
there.
As I said, please make sure that you pay attention to your loved ones because they bear the burden and the brunt of all of the sacrifice that our families go through. And with that, I'd like to say thank you to my children, Vanessa, Christian, Andres, Alina, and to my wonderful son-in-law, who I now have 2 grandchildren, for Brian. Thank you so much, Brian.
Thank you for knocking her up, Brian. Thanks for
There's
knocking
so much
her
I'd like
up,
to say, and I appreciate
Billy.
all that was said and all the stories, both the funny ones and the serious ones. But what I'm going to share with you, because you've gone
Don't
over
really
a lot of the
care,
policy that
so
I'm passionate about.
I think it's more,
Juvenile justice,
I don't know,
healthcare,
somebody
mental health,
out there
all
flying
the kinds of
drones that
things
they
that
made.
affects and disproportionate
And now
affects
everybody
communities
else
like
ran
the
with the
Northeast San Fernando
story.
Valley and many of your districts.
So yeah, I think
wanna
it's
share something
a mountain made out of a molehill.
A lesson to us.
I don't believe
as
much of what I hear on the news ever.
The Constitution
Until I start
says that
seeing
we're all
them, and
equal.
then I'll be like,
But the way
okay, it's
this
a
country
drone.
plays out on a daily basis is not.
They're not doing anything, right? They're just flying
Poor
around.
people are treated differently than the affluent and the well-connected. People of color, even worse.
I mean, the news tells you a lot of
When I
bullshit.
was on the city council,
Remember the story
I made
about
a
the
decision
aliens that
that
landed in
then Chief
fucking
of Staff, Jose
in
Cornejo.
like
And I
Miami
thank
or
him
something?
And I love you for this because you told me
Remember
not
that?
to do it because you were looking at it
I asked
from
you
a
about
vantage
that.
point that a chief of staff is supposed to look at it from.
What happened with
you
that?
don't want to do this, sir. You don't want to do this, council.
Everybody got a phone nowadays.
I was asked to speak
quick to pull it out on a fight.
from a
But
long
the
list of
aliens land and
people who
nobody got a
offered
screenshot, a blurred screenshot, a fucking
about the
video
character
for
of
a
a man who
minute,
was being
a
tried at a federal
10-second
level
short,
for
nothing.
murder. And I knew this man, and I know
Really?
him to this day, and I love him very much.
Hmm.
He was being tried for murder.
I know you remember
I
that
spoke
story.
To his lawyer. His lawyer
No,
basically told
in
me
Vegas.
what
Oh yeah, the
they had
Vegas
and
one. I
didn't have,
forgot about that
and
one.
I knew they didn't have anything on him.
The,
So I came
dude, the
back to my
neighbors were
staff and I said,
pissed
"I will
because
do this.
after
I will be
that whole
testifying
bullshit story came
on his
out,
character
the news was out
in
front of
that
their
trial.
their shit for fucking months. They had to deal with all this press out there all the time, and idiot
only allowed
kids
one
pulling
person
up,
to
and
speak on his behalf, me,
you know,
about
it's the
his
whole
character.
mess. Brought all
There
the
were state
riffraff.
senators, there were other elected officials.
So
there
the neighbors
priests
were angry, I
and
know.
rabbis and people who said a long list of people. And for some reason, the judge said, the only person I'll allow to speak is Councilman Tony Cardenas. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
it's just
I don't know
dumb.
why he chose me and only me. So I walked the block from here to the federal
They wiped their
courthouse
memory before
right
they
next
could
door.
react. Ah,
And I
okay.
stood there and answered the questions from the judge.
Well, I guess it's not an EMP pulse. Damon, don't
I
you
put my
know when they
character on the
land,
line.
it's an automatic EMP pulse,
For
so
somebody who was
nothing
being
works
tried for
that's
murder.
electrical? You know what I mean? That's what I figured.
99.99% of the time, you will listen to your advisors and your chief of staffs and the people who love you and care about you.
They pretty much all are, Les. It's a
Because
sad deal. They can't just do their
Your career
jobs
does matter. And the decisions you
and
make
be better
do
than
matter.
the past.
And how you can
Most
be
of them,
labeled
the past that most of them didn't even have to go
sometimes
through.
just by doing the right
Because I hate to
thing
break it
could
to you.
end
Growing
your
up in this country, going to high
I
school,
knew
junior
that it
high, in the 70s, 80s, 90s, you were discriminated against no matter who you were.
please don't
Whether you're
ever
Asian,
forget
black, Latino, white,
When you're an elected
Jewish,
official,
Russian,
you
whatever
raise
the
your right
fuck
hand
you were.
And you make promises to our
So
Constitution.
that happened.
To the people you represent.
And either you get past it or you don't.
And to me,
It's a sad deal when you don't.
for me
You're
to
just
testify
fixated
about
on the
character
past.
of a former
And you'll
gang
never
member,
get past it. You will be the
a
past.
community leader,
Because you don't live in the present.
someone who does have character,
Not fully.
and someone who earned
Like you're
his
floating
second
through the
chance,
present. There's Audit LA.
did
She's
not
back there.
deserve to be treated less than equal by our system.
Vegas Plaza,
And that's
100
why
a
I
night. Food is 50% less.
to this
Yeah, I'm
day,
not trying to stay there.
People are treated that way.
I like
every
places with
single
balconies.
day. And when you have
And
a
I
title
still
and
think
you
there's
have
only
power,
one on the strip that has balconies that
and
I
you
know of
it's
that's
the
an
right
actual
thing,
hotel.
I pray.
And
Do
that's
you make your
Cosmo.
decision. And it is the right decision.
I think Palms has
People have
them,
asked
but
me now
again,
that
that's
I'm
not on the
retiring
strip.
From 28 years of public service, what's your finest moment? What's your favorite moment? And there are many.
Vegas is
But to
learning.
be honest with you,
They're
as I
learning. They're
hug this
down
person today
every
'cause he's
single
here,
quarter this year after being record
It
highs.
reminded me.
All those people with the PPP loans going over there,
That is what my parents
spending
would have wanted
money
me to
and
do.
stimulus
That
money.
is what I was raised to do.
Oh, here we go. Here comes the crying.
Not to avoid responsibility, not to think of me first, but to remember
That's it, Kenneth.
what is the right thing to do.
I mean, you can get a smoking room and then just smoke in the room. You can get that done, but then
thing
it
to do
smells
after
like you're
that moment of
sleeping
that
in an
reflection
ashtray.
Is to say,
Because I only
yes,
smoke
I'll
on
do
the
it.
balcony.
And
I don't
follow
smoke in the room at all. I don't roll joints in
all
the
of the
room. I don't
public
do none of
servants
that.
in
It's
this
all on the
room,
balcony. Balcony's
elected
huge.
and
You can have
non-elected
20 people on
staff.
the balcony and party.
to all the former staff, thank you for your service. If not for you, none of us elected officials could do the amazing, beautiful, wonderful work on behalf of all of our constituents. Mr. President, council members, thank you so much for this honor.
Daughter still looks bored. Hell yeah. She didn't even want to come in the first
Thank you
place.
so
I bet.
much. Congress member, we appreciate you so much.
Look at her. Does she look like she have a face of she's proud of her dad? She looks like fuck. Thank God, and we're about done. We can get out of here now. Shit, yeah. She looks enthusiastic. Look at Herman. Look at Herman back there.
Councilmember Padilla, we've
Clapping
got a
the
few
loudest.
members on the queue that want to share a few words.
Did you see her face like,
on
fuck,
behalf
now
of
they got
our
to talk
Congresswoman,
again?
beginning
Weren't they
with
supposed to
Councilmember
talk already?
Hutt from the
Like,
10th District.
when do we stop it and then they go back again? Like, you guys are so idiotic. That's why you call you the clown show. 'Cause you guys are a bunch of clowns. It's just a circus.
He's a bridge builder. I don't know if you remember this.
They
but,
should all wear red noses. They
many
should be
years ago,
forced to
he
wear
did the
red
Balboa
noses.
Music
Just saying.
Fest. And that was a time, Monica, you might appreciate this, that brought in New Edition and Robin Thicke, and it was just an all-inclusive event. And I just want to thank you for bringing that kind of diversity to the Valley and making sure that everyone is seen and heard and know how to enjoy themselves. So the public policy that you've been able to do has been truly amazing, and we certainly appreciate that.
But I personally volunteered for that event,
Hi,
and I
Tam.
just saw the joy in the people, and that's because of you. So thank you so much, and thank you for your service.
That's
Thank
it.
you so
Oh,
much.
oh yeah.
Mr. President,
That's it.
point of personal privilege, I'd like to clarify something. That murder case fell apart. The man is free.
There you go. Councilmember Hernandez.
Thank you, Council President. Thank you so much, Councilmember Padilla, for bringing this forth.
All of them,
for
sure.
uplifting Congressman Cardenas. I don't know if you'll remember, because I don't think we ever met during that time, but one of my first advocacy jobs in policy was working as the criminal justice policy advocate at the Drug Policy Alliance. That was in 2014. And I remember during that time, I was in charge of the criminal justice portfolio of the state of California, but I got to go to DC a few times. And we got to, as an office, work with you and your office.
$59 pack of more. That's not true. You mean a carton or a pack, Dave?
And, you know,
Maybe a
people tell
carton.
me, when they look at my background, that
Big
I might be
thick.
a little crazy, or that I might be, you know, not supposed to be here in this seat. But you've been doing this for a long time. You
Big
paved the
thick.
pathway for someone like me to come forth.
How come when a guy is that size, we're just fat? But when a woman's that size, she's thick.
Because we have lost a lot of people. We've thrown people away. People need second chances.
Funny.
And so I just want to say thank you for not only
think y'all
taking the time
discriminate.
to build up the leaders around
like
you within your office,
big roll,
but also
bringing shrimp.
for showing the rest of us that we can advocate for the things we think are important.
Yeah, she got a
We
new
can advocate for
haircut,
the
did her
things that we have lived
bangs,
experience
got her
in.
makeup
We can be
did.
successful at it, and we can
She's
do it
trying
at
to
the
get
federal level,
banked,
we
did
do it at the
Terry.
city level, and at the state level. So thank you for being ahead of your time.
She's looking for some. It's the holiday season.
Like me to come through.
She's hanging out under the mistletoe.
Ashley, who's one of our deputies here on our legislative team, who was an intern with you. We have another person coming onto our team from your team, Gabby, and we are very excited about that. So thank you for your dedication and continuing to build up the next leaders of our city. Thank you.
Councilmember Nazarian.
Oh man, how many other council members need to talk? Every single one of them.
Thank you, Council President.
Fuck.
A lot of wonderful things have been said about you, so I don't want to belabor the point, but as someone who's an immigrant, grew up in the Valley, and also his own political career and growth paralleled your and your team's political growth and careers. Don't forget the impact you've had on communities.
With the Bill
outside of
Clinton
yours.
fucking double thumbs.
There was a few of us, Paul Krikorian, Richard Acevedo, Erica Gopian, who got together and looked at the 96 results, looked at the 98 results.
Don't
and
forget
started
about
doing
Galitas
our own
Galukian.
organizing to empower the Armenian community as well in 99 and then successive elections thereafter. So I very much appreciate what you've done and the infectious
She
capability
likes her bigness.
you've empowered others around you with in order for them to also grow their communities and strengthen their communities. Last but not least, also having a spouse, myself, who's been so wonderful at raising 3 kids during the 10 years that I would go back.
This is the newest one of the new council members. We have 2. Azarian here, who took over for Krikorian.
Thank you both.
So one Armenian left, another Armenian came. I think that was how they had to do it. We gave
Council
one up,
President
guys.
Pro Tem
We
Bob
gotta
Blumenfeld.
pass it to the Armenian guy. And then the other one is the communist Filipino chick who hates cops.
Inspiring to
She's
have
a
you
socialist pig who took over for De Leon
You have been,
when De Leon lost her seat.
everyone here
I'm
is
sure
an
any
important
moment we'll
part
hear
of the
from her.
fabric of the history of
Or
our
De Leon
region.
lost his
And
seat.
I've had the privilege of being inspired by you, of partnering with you on things for really 30 years. It's kind of crazy, but like when you started running in '96, you mentioned the Berman waxing machine. I was working for Howard Berman back then. That's kind of where I got my start in the Valley, and and it was one of those things. It wasn't, as you were coming on the scene, it wasn't in this confrontational way with Howard Berman and the others that were there. It was really in a partnership. I so appreciated that, and the way that you navigated that, and
Mushroom
I got to
stamp him
see
and
that
beyond.
bloom over
Be
those
gone.
years. I mean, and the local projects we worked. Great
backing
Santa
up
Ana
here.
Valley Parade
Shit's backing up.
together with Alex as well, working on
Shit
all
is
sorts
backing up.
of local issues,
Uh-oh,
but
they're
also
working again.
seeing the work that
Look at the
you
little
did
kid
on
out there. Look at him.
welfare issues and
How old's
other
that little
issues.
kid right there?
You've been inspiring in so many
5
ways,
maybe?
and I don't know if you realize the full extent.
Poor little
of
guy.
how
Look at him. He's trying to get in there, and all the big
inspired
guys
and
are.
changed, but I
There
certainly
you go.
found
Let him get
myself
in there.
that group, and I've
Little
tried to
guy's
follow
learning.
your
There he
footsteps.
goes.
12
Look at
years
him.
after you ran
Look at
for
him.
The assembly, I ran for the assembly.
Ah,
and
that dude's got to be like
you were
5.
budget chair, took on being budget chair in the state. And
That's
then
awesome. See,
10
that's
years
great
after
to
you
see,
ran for
man.
city council, I'm
Not
like,
playing
all
the
right,
video
I'll follow
games,
city
out and
council.
about. Not on their fucking phones. Fuck social media.
Seeing the way that you operate and
Out there having
so
fun
many
and
people building
being
coalitions
athletic.
and making things happen. I mean, there are a lot of
Yeah,
people
little
who
kid's
do
rad. I
these-
want to
do
see him
this
come
work
down
and
right
sit
now.
on the back bench, but that is not.
Problem is, he's so small.
When you are involved in something,
Can't see him.
it's going to get done.
Let's
And
give it
I
a
just-
sec here.
I just
Let's
wanted
see.
to echo my
Sure, he's going to go
respect
down pretty
for your
slow. And the
integrity,
crazy thing is he
passion,
went all the way to the top.
And just let you know that I am.
He went
one
all
of
the
many
way
who
to the
has been
top.
Inspired by you, and I appreciate you.
Kid's
Grateful
got
for all
big
that you've
balls
done for
already.
the
He's
area,
got
and
no
I know you
fear.
will continue to do more. Even though
That's how
you
it
may be
starts.
leaving
That's going to be
public
the
office,
Olympian right there.
Caring for the
Starting
public
way
doesn't
young.
leave you, and I know that you will continue.
And
to
no
do so.
fear.
Thank you so much for everything.
Where is he?
Councilmember
Maybe he
McCosker.
went all the way to the end, maybe? Maybe
Thank
he's
you
on
so
the
much,
smaller
Councilmember,
side.
for giving us a chance to do
Going
this.
down the small side?
Tony,
I don't
if
know.
I may, what really
Yeah, 'cause I
resonated
don't
for
see
me,
him.
and you didn't have to say it because your whole career says it, is when you talk about making choices that could end your career.
That's not him, right? No, that's not him. That's another one that's
It's so
real
true.
small.
It is so true, and it is so important.
Is that him?
To stay true
No.
to oneself.
He wasn't
so
wearing a
when we
red
met,
jacket.
I was working for a guy who did exactly the same thing. Jim Hahn made choices that were really, really tough and the right choices.
I don't think that's
And
him.
what I saw in 2003 when you came to the council is
Oh,
that
there
you
he
and
is.
Jim were
There he is. Look at him coming in all hot.
Jim were the same type
See,
of
so there's another one out there.
And
Little.
people who
Look
know
at
me
him.
know how much I
Just
admire
came
him.
in all fucking
I put
fast.
you in the
He
same
knows what
place.
he's doing.
And I remember as you were heading
That's
down
cool
the
as
steps
fuck,
for the
man.
swearing in, I talked to you for a minute. I was
Little
really
savage,
meaning this
yeah,
conversation
man.
with you, but meaningful to
Telling
me.
you,
I was
dude.
saying
That way, this
congratulations,
kid,
looking
when this
forward to
kid's
working with
7
you.
or 8, he's going to be
And I
doing
just
what the
sensed the
15-year-olds
fire
are
in you.
doing.
You had gone from
And by the time
campaign
he's
mode to
15,
governance mode.
he's literally going to be in the Olympics
This guy,
doing this shit,
business.
winning gold medal,
Business. And I am
or at
just
least
so
competing for
overwhelmed
one.
And congratulate you for
There he goes. There he
navigating
goes, cutting around. Look at him. Look at him.
million
Look at him. Oh, he went down.
fields.
My little guy went
You must
down.
have navigated
Watch out for the little guy. Watch out for the little guy.
you've had. And to be
Watch out,
the
little
same
guy.
exact guy that I met.
See, it's dangerous, man. You go down, you have everybody flying on in.
So
You get hurt real quick. You know what I mean?
Congratulations. You've reached
Poor
this
little
point
guy. And look, he's on
in your
skis.
life.
He's not on a
You've done all these great
snowboard.
things, and you didn't lose yourself.
You can do it.
And that
You
should be a
can
lesson
do
for
it.
all of us. Thank you, and God bless you.
He's going to get up. I know it. Come on, buddy.
Thank you
can
so
do
much, members and
up,
Congress
up.
member. I just want to add
He did
my
it.
voice to
That's
the
what I'm talking
voices,
about.
that spoke on that
Say,
side
little
of the podium
man.
and on this side
I
of the
say, little
podium.
man. That's it, little man. That's the attitude.
You
That's
came
the
up in
attitude,
90s
little man.
In this region, you knew a way of life.
That's the attitude.
Fortunately, young people just don't know
That's
now.
tough.
Where when it got dark,
Life
you were
knocked
in
him
the
down.
house, the door was
But he
locked,
got right the fuck
the
up
gate
without
was
any
closed,
help.
You had gates on all your
Said,
windows.
"No,
You
no,
did
no,
not go
I
to
can
the
do
park.
this
You
shit.
did not walk to the store. You did not do anything.
I can do it.
Because Los Angeles was the homicide capital of the United States of America.
And you guys stopped
And every
that.
year, we'd pass a more punitive law, and then the following year we'd pass it with an even more punitive law, and one after that. And then
There he
leaders,
goes.
with you in the lead of them, start stepping up and saying, "There's got to be a
I mean,
better
you
way."
see ones that are much
And you
older, like
start
this kid I'm
advocating
watching
for
now,
community
having trouble.
intervention. You started
So,
advocating for prevention. You started
he's getting that
advocating
head
for
start, that
engaging
2-year
engagement at
head
a
start
time
is
when
a
it was
big
not
deal.
popular at all to do that.
Especially at that age.
And folks noticed. And folks especially noticed.
Yeah, he's
when
no
you
poles either.
advocated
That's what
for
trips me
community
out.
and gang intervention.
It's like all these skiers don't
From
use poles
the
anymore.
seats of this Los
I remember
Angeles
everybody
City Hall.
had the poles, and
that
I do
movement
see
got
some
rolling.
of them
And as that
But
movement
most of them
rolled
don't.
on, in the early 90s, before
Guess
you
that's the
started on
style now.
council,
You don't need
we
polls.
had well in excess of 1,300 homicides in the city of LA.
That's
This
it, Taylor.
year, we will barely make 300. Crime prevention started and accelerated with the work that you
They're
initiated.
busy telling you, gaslighting
now,
you, telling how awesome,
In
how
my
the murders
district,
are down
in
and crime
places
is
like
down.
Pacoima, in places like East LA, kids play in the park at night like it's nobody's business, and they're not looking over their shoulder. They're not worried about what's going to happen to them. And so we're so grateful that you believed in us and you believed enough in the community to take those political risks to do what you knew was the right thing to do. And one thing I'll say, when you showed up to court for that defendant was not from South LA, was not from one of our local groups. Everybody noticed.
There he goes.
And the message is sent to people was, if a person in the government is willing to stand up for us, maybe we ought to show up ourselves and do something to make this community safer and more peaceful for the people that we live with. And so I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and the people throughout this city, many of whom will never know your name, never know your face, live a better quality of life because of your work. So thank you so much on behalf of the people of the city of Los Angeles. Councilmember Padilla.
So in summary, I think one of the words that
Oh,
has really
in
been
summary,
mentioned
I'm
that
going
has
to
been
just watch
alluded to
this.
is that
All right, he's
Congresswoman
going up
Cardenas
the
has
the
led
lift again right
the
now.
perspective
I
of
think what he's
staying
going to do is he's going to bail out just after
He's
the
done this in a
second
way
hump. And he's going to
where,
come down the hill again.
he
He
has
just did it.
showed that
Hopefully he
it's
does
not
it
good
again
to
right
be a
here.
sore loser and worked with those he competed against, right? He has also
course not.
mentioned
Now he goes all
to
the way up
stick
the hill.
to your conviction, even if you might feel like doing it alone. And how awesome that he gave this special shout out and recognition to all of the team members. Another round of applause to everyone from the past teams. I'm glad you're all here. Thank you all for being here. So now, Congressmember Cardenas, for your remarkable
There's a Blackhawk fan.
contributions and
Uh-oh.
inspiring,
Patrick Kane jersey.
service, and for inspiring future generations. As a token of our appreciation for your service to Los Angeles, we are also declaring November 1st as Tony Cardenas
He's traded
Day.
to the Cubs, huh?
As
What
a-
do they get, Matt? Cubs have some draft picks. There's dang it. There's Johnny G was right there. Johnny G. There he is. Look at Johnny
Many of
G.
you will
Look at Johnny
probably
G.
remember that that's also shared with
Be
another
tragic
legend,
if he bumped into a
Fernando
light pole
Valenzuela.
and lost his life.
On behalf
Dodge
of the
Hornet
City of Los
commercials
Angeles
kill
and my
people.
office,
That's
we
the man right here.
present you with a piece of art.
And just in
what
case you
CD6
forgot,
does.
Johnny G, everybody.
Johnny G, and the
Tell
item
the
is
artist.
general public comment.
You have 1 minute for general public comment.
Good morning, City Council. I would like to address the community of Tarzana.
That's him.
Including all the communities in the valley. That I'm an avid patron of the Encino Tarzana Library. I want to imply that the trees and vegetation are overgrown.
Imply?
Which detracts the beauty of the homes in the area. I also want to say that the newly installed streetlights are difficult to identify on public sidewalks. It would be tragic if anyone like myself, child or elderly person, would bump into one. Please make our public facilities look inviting and safe for everyone. I just want to say that we're doing our best we can as a seasoned councilman of Van Nuys, myself, and my colleague Candido Morez are doing our best to keep Van Nuys clean, and we're doing our best to keep this whole valley clean. So please, council members of the San Fernando Valley, let's keep our city safe and clean.
The great
Thank you.
panderer, everybody. Candido Morez.
G, general public comment.
Okay, you have 1 minute for general public comment.
Good morning, council members. Happy Memorial Day weekend. Stay safe. Hopefully, this weekend. Happy Memorial Day weekend. Stay safe. Hopefully, the movie Fast and Furious and Dodge commercials will not inspire someone to speed and take someone's life. It is so tragic that we have to fear that stupid movie like Fast and Furious and Dodge Hornet commercials, which can take someone's life. I pray that you're safe, and I'll see you next week. Thank you.
Do you think he prayed?
Mr. Herman, I saw you. I did not want to interrupt the presentation, but you raised that sign, and I don't care what it says, multiple times.
Oh, you do care.
It is way out of compliance with our rules
You
as
do-
far as signs
you do
go,
care.
and importantly, there are people behind you who were here for this presentation in honor of the congressman. So consider this your first and only formal warning. Do not lift it up again, and do not disrupt this meeting, or you'll be subject to removal pursuant to Rule 7 and Rule 12.
Gross got TDS.
You're fired.
Oh,
With
sorry.
regards to the
Sorry,
item
Groat.
number 10, amended by, it's being amended
Oh,
by Councilmember
man.
Soto Martinez. The amendment
I don't
reads,
ca- and I don't care what it
that item number
says.
10 on today's council agenda be amended to approve the following additional recommendations. 7, instruct the planning department to prepare and present any necessary draft ordinances with an urgency clause.
Trump
to amend the
says
municipal
it's just
code
a
to
Trump
change the
sign.
zones
Tam
and zone
tam. It's like one of the
boundaries city's zoning
the
map
ones that he was when
to
he was
implement the
running
Hollywood Community
this
Plan
year.
update.
You know his
And
campaign,
8,
a campaign
request
sign.
the city attorney to prepare and present revised draft ordinances with an urgency clause and findings to the ordinances listed in recommendations 3, 4, 5,
And it's like a flag,
and 6.
really, so he can
And if
fold
there's
it
a
up
second
and
to
then
this
pull it
amendment
out,
motion?
kind of thing.
Being told it's
You know-
Councilmember Yaroslavsky.
All right, Councilmember Hernandez.
Well, they'll allow you to put up signs, but they have they make a limit of how big it can be, JC, and it's bigger than it can be. And why do they limit them? Because again, the smaller the sign, the harder it is for somebody on the TV to read it.
I am pleased to welcome.
Can't
if
get
you
your
could all
message
please
out.
Stand up so we can see you all.
Big sign, I could put that
I'm pleased
up.
to welcome the LAUSD
People can read
Office
it.
of Government Relations,
They don't
Student
want that.
Leadership Council to our
First
Los Angeles
Amendment.
City Council,
Violation.
and our
There he
City Hall
goes. Look at
chambers.
this doggy. Look at this
Thank
pupper.
you so much for joining us.
I like his puppy.
Please wave because you're on camera, you're on live TV, and you're on YouTube. They are a part of a
Look at
program that
Spindler.
provides opportunities for students to learn about the functions of the different levels of government and promote LAUSD's legislative priorities at the local, state, and national level.
What do you think the kids
At
are
various
doing
points
when
in
they
the
see,
program,
wait a minute,
students
why
have
is he
the
standing up
opportunity
flicking
to
everybody
share about
off?
their lived experiences with elected officials or their staff. So everybody, please join me in welcoming them into chambers today. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you so much, Councilmember.
Look at Herman.
All right, I believe we've got a couple amendments that we're
Don't get
prepared
kicked
to
out.
read
There's
into
3-inch
the,
shrimp.
Record at this time.
Shout out to 3-inch
Yes,
shrimp.
So I now have the amendment to item number 22 that was introduced by Councilmember Hernandez earlier and was held on the desk. So the amendment reads, I move that item number 22 on today's council agenda be amended to add the following instructions. 1, establish a new account entitled Gang Injunction Curfew Settlement and transfer appropriations in the amount of $1,250,000
For the gangsters?
from the unappropriated balance of 100-58, account number 580231, Gang Injunction Agreement, to the Gang Injunction Curfew Settlement Fund, 10B, Economic and Workforce
Curfew
Development,
Settlement
Department
Fund?
22. Gang Injunction Curfew Settlement account, account number to be determined. In 2, City Council instruct Economic and Workforce Development Department.
So did we put an injunction against the
report
gang?
back
They've
to the
now
Budget,
sued us
Finance,
and we're
Innovation
paying them a
Committee
settlement?
on the status of the
Is
Gang
that what's
Injunction
happening?
Curfew Settlement Program in 60 days. And was there a second to this motion?
Am I hearing that right?
So I'm being told that the second to this amendment to item number 22 is Councilmember Yaroslavsky.
It looks weird without
All
his
right.
glasses.
Madam Clerk, what's next?
Mr. President, council may now vote on items
Everybody be suing
4
us
through
and taking our
7,
money, man. I'm about to sue them and get
14,
money for nothing. And the chicks for free.
through
Money ain't for
27
nothing and the chicks
29,
for free.
sir.
All right, those items are now before us. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the
I
vote.
want my MTV.
14 eyes.
Of course.
All right, what's next?
Next would be item 8.
The mushroom stamping ceremony. Next. All right, everybody get in the line. So you get a mushroom stamp.
Can we go to item number 21?
Yes, sir.
For which Mr. Price is recused?
Yes, 21, Mr. Price was recused.
Of course he
and
was.
that
Shout out to
also called
fucking
special
Grady.
For a separate vote by Councilmember Rodriguez.
All right. Mr. Price is out of the room. We'll make sure we take him off the board. So he's not in his seat. Make sure he's out of the room. All right. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes, 1 no.
All right. Can we go to item number 11, for which Mr. Price is also recused?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
All right. What's next?
Next would be
They
item
do,
9,
Patriot.
and that was called special
Be
by
fucking. It would go
Councilmember
viral in a
Hernandez for
minute.
comments, please.
Then they have 3-inch shrimp
right.
in there, as their like
Councilmember Hernandez.
field correspondent. It would be fucking fantastic. Gold right off the jump.
Colleagues, I'm excited to approve the grant agreement with U.S. Department of Transportation for the Reconnecting MacArthur Park project. This is one piece of a larger vision for
Hold
the
on, I
Westlake
want
MacArthur
to
Park
be like,
neighborhood.
I'm gonna be
This
her
project explores
matching.
expanding
I'm gonna be
access
her
to green
boyfriend
space,
for the day.
building
Hold on.
climate resiliency, and improving the health and safety of our community in need deep of investment. This $2 million grant from the U.S. Department
that
of
wasn't a
Transportation
smart idea.
will fund the concept design of this project, supporting the environmental clearance, design, and engineering efforts for the traffic study. This is one of 2 grants that we received, including $500,000 with SCAG to conduct robust community engagement and outreach. This project moving forward isn't going to move forward until we have that community engagement, until community can inform us what to put in this area. And as I stated before, this project is bigger than closing a street to traffic. It's about opening up this neighborhood to the possibilities that when centering people's needs over the needs of cars, we can create some beautiful spaces, some safe spaces, where we prioritize.
That's why I told you she was watching the show. You know you see me do that shit last year too.
Especially to one of our most densely
She
populated
biting my
parks or neighborhoods in Los Angeles.
steez.
So I'm excited that this item is coming before us. I ask for an aye vote. Thank you so much, colleagues. Thank you,
All
Mr.
right.
President.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Hernandez. Let's open the roll on this item. Close the roll, tabulate the vote.
14 ayes.
All right. What's next?
Next would be item 8, sir.
All right. Item 8 is now before us. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the votes.
You guys can't even see the yellow ones.
All right.
Next would be
See-through.
item 13, and that was called special by Councilmember.
It was called special by council
All right.
member.
Councilmember Blumenfield on item number 13.
I can only imagine banging her out, hearing that voice in bed.
Yes.
Great. So,
No, baby, baby,
colleagues,
baby,
for 12
baby.
and 13, I rise to seek your support
There
as
you
we
go.
continue to bring more housing and services to people experiencing homelessness in Los Angeles. In terms of item 12, which I made some technical changes earlier, it supports the expansion of shared housing in my district and seeks to master lease these sites to our Alliance bed creation goals. Shared collaborative housing is an effective interim and permanent supportive housing program, but it doesn't fit neatly into the existing homeless housing programs that we have in the system. And with forging a new
That's it,
path
Rob.
comes administrative hurdles to overcome. At last week's Housing and
I'll give it
Homelessness
to her.
Committee,
That'll fix her.
I said I want us to be mindful of how we scale and master lease, because I don't want to be penalized by the state's supplantation rules by forging this new path on shared housing with city general funds, and then have them tell us that we can't continue to, that we can't get those funds because we're already using general funds. This is why we need to work closely with the CAO's office to ensure that we're being smart about how we structure this new contract. There are a lot of exciting opportunities on the horizon, and I want to be prepared to receive
Friday the
grant and
13th,
bond
Jester.
opportunities to build more housing in the 3rd District and all over the city, particularly from the support coming from our state partner. We have some applications our city staff are working on, and I want to
That's what I'm
thank
saying, Tom.
Marina and the Bureau of Education and Bindu from CAO's
Now
office
they're
and many staff who
now they
continue
don't
to
want
work
to
very
come
hard on the
back.
city's
They
homelessness
want it
effort.
back. The mask
None
on.
of this would be possible without you. And with regard to 13, I'm really excited about the opportunity to bring voluntary sober program to
Always
tiny
wanted to
home
be on
village
a milk
cabins, or
carton,
cabin
Kenneth.
communities, as I like to call them. I
Goals.
would love to have an all sober site
Goals
with
met.
the rules of conduct. Now that's going to take a little bit of time to untangle and all the policy layers that govern.
Have to stare at my
homeless
face while you have your Raisin Bran.
But it's something that's very real. I have people in the tiny home community who are
Raisin Bran.
having trouble getting to that next step because they're surrounded by folks who are using. And so the idea
She's
of
a top
getting
donor to
an area
SNS.
where everyone in that area is
You
agreeing
weren't
that
supposed to
they're-
tell
they're
anybody,
going to do so,
Efren.
but will help enable positive
That was in
progress.
the NDA.
The concept of contingency management to incentivize people to stay sober
gonna
with
have to
financial
take,
rewards for negative drug
you know,
tests
litigation
sounds so
against you.
clinical.
It's gotta be some
So
action
instead,
here.
I'm just going to call this Rowan's motion. I think I saw Rowan out in the audience there. Because when Rowan of Hope the Mission brought this concept to me, I was all in. Because I recognized right away how this could really help transform people. And it's a concept that has worked in areas, and we need to prove that concept here in Los Angeles. So when I meet
There's
with
our
residents
homeboy. He
of
lost the
cabin communities,
skis, making his
many
way
have
back
expressed a
down.
desire to
There he
stay
goes. Look
sober,
at him. Look at him. Look at him.
Again, they find it hard
Trying to cut
abstain
in.
when
Oh,
all
oh,
the others
oh.
around there are using.
Oh, no.
Around them are using.
There he
And with
goes.
Rowan, we have and Hope the Mission.
Off he goes.
We have
Oh,
a
oh,
willing
oh
partner
no!
Who wants
Oh
to try
no,
something
little
new,
man.
to do it now and to do it for the people
Whipped
who are
him
desperately
down.
asking
Oh, watch
for
out for
more
little man.
services at our interim
Watch out for-
sites.
oh, no.
It is painful at our interim sites to have these sites and not have folks getting the services that they really need, the drug addiction services, the mental health services. And so I'm joining Rowan and Hope the Mission and the whole team to ask for something a little bit new. And
Dang,
that's
now I
what
gotta
this
go on to the
motion
other
will move us
side.
Toward, and I ask for your support today, colleagues. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Blumenfield.
But he's
Item
coming to help
13
him.
is now before us. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate
Nice.
the vote.
14 ayes.
All right, what's next?
Next
Probably
would
Dad
be
right there.
items 15 through 18, and that was called special for by Councilmember Hernandez as a separate vote.
So you
All
got to
right,
pull him off the
Councilmember Hernandez,
mountain.
comments?
He's so into it.
All right, let's open the roll on items 15 through
18, sir?
18.
Yeah, it's dangerous, you know. I can get run
Close
over
the
real
roll.
quick over there.
Tabulate the vote.
12 ayes, 2 noes.
All right, what's next?
Next would be items 56 and 57, and those are closed
Her
session
bangs are
items
fire.
by Budget, Finance, and Innovation Committee.
Mr. Blumenfield, can you give us guidance on?
Sure. You know, we heard these items in closed session in Budget Committee. We agreed to the city attorney's recommendation, so I think we can hear them in open session, and I'd urge an aye vote.
All right, so those items 56 and yes.
Could be time for
Mr.
lunch. I don't know.
President, may I read the settlement amounts
Late lunch for him.
56 and 57?
Yes, please read both settlements.
Yes, sir. Item 56, in the case entitled City of Los Angeles versus Bruce Simon and Carol Simon, there is a recommendation to expend up to $287,500 in settlement. Item 57, in the case entitled United States of America ex rel. Mei Ling and Fair Housing Council of San Fernando Valley versus City of Los Angeles, there is a recommendation to expend up to $1,553,101.82 in settlement, sir.
All right, those items are now before us. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
Great.
14 ayes.
There goes $1.3 million, almost $1.4 million of our money.
And finally is item 58, and that was called special by Councilmember
Jesus
Yaroslavsky
Christ.
for comments.
Councilmember Yaroslavsky.
Thank you, Council President. I call this item special because next week I'm going to be making an announcement about the
Holy
future of this
fuck.
oil drilling site.
You look
I
just
thought I
like
asked
your
that this
dad.
item be
You
referred
really
back
do.
to the E&E committee. Thank you.
So for this item, it is to be referred back to Energy and Environment Committee.
Yes,
sir,
$1
and
million,
that does not require,
$1,054,000 for one and $287,000 on the other.
Without objection?
$1.3 million, almost
Yes.
$1.4 million.
Would council like
For
to
those
go into
two
public
lawsuits
comment, sir? I can
that
read
are
the
already currently in
instructions.
litigation, and they're saying that we should go up to this much in the settlement, and they just
Agenda,
approved it.
Members of the public wishing to offer public comment should call 669-254-5252.
If you wanna
and
call in.
use meeting ID number 160
Give them your opinion on how great they're doing.
840 8466, then press pound. Press pound again when prompted for participant ID. Once admitted into the meeting, press star 9 to request to speak. When it is your turn to speak, an automated Zoom voice will ask you to press star 6 to unmute. Again, call 669-254-5252 and use meeting ID number 160-535-8466, then press pound. Press pound again when prompted for participant ID. Once admitted into the meeting, press star 9 to request to speak.
Press star
When it's
9.
your turn to speak, an automated Zoom voice will ask you to press star 6 to unmute.
Imagine her trying to do
When it is your
porn
turn to
like
speak, either on the podium or on the
phone like phone
please
sex.
state which of the agenda items you'd like to speak to.
She's the operator.
You will have 1 minute per item, up to 3 minutes
Oh,
total for
baby.
the items open for public comment. We will tell you when your time is up. When speaking on the agenda items, you must be on topic. Our goal is to get through as many speakers as we can. If you are not on topic, or if we cannot tell whether you are on topic, you will get one brief warning from me or the council president. At that point, you need to get immediately and clearly on topic.
Immediately.
If you do not do so, or if you again stray off topic, you will forfeit the rest of your speaking time, and we will move on to the next speaker. The items open for public comment on the agenda are items 1 and 2, items 30 through 42, items 44 through 55, and items 60 through 61. So again, let me repeat. The items that are open for public comment, and this is on the regular agenda, are items 1 and 2, items 30 through 42, items 44 through 55, and items 60 and 61. Items 43 and items 54 have been continued to 2025. Members of the public may also speak for up to 1 minute for general public comment. During general public comment, members of the public may speak to any of the items or anything else in this city's subject matter jurisdiction. For
Waiting
members
for
of the
somebody to
public calling
bomb
in,
that ramp
when it is
straight
your
up
turn to speak,
from my
an
finger.
automated message from Zoom will prompt you to press
That's the
star
one.
6 to unmute yourself. If you do not do so, council staff will prompt you once more. At that point, you need to immediately
Here comes
unmute
one right
yourself,
now.
or
Oh, no.
unfortunately, you will forfeit your speaking
Maybe he
time,
will.
and we will have to move on to the next caller.
No.
Additionally, because of a brief time delay between the live meeting and
Usually
the
they want to
broadcast,
get a bunch of
two
speed.
things are important. First,
There's one.
while waiting for your
It's
turn
pretty
to
nice
speak,
there. Whoop, there's one.
Please keep an ear to the phone so you know in real time when it is your turn to press star 6 to unmute. Second, if you're listening to this meeting on another device, please turn down the volume on that device immediately when it's your turn to speak. Between feedback and the time delay, it will cause a great deal of confusion if you continue to listen on your other devices. One final announcement, and I'll ask the
Damn, that's some
interpreter
air
to make
right
this
there.
loud to the room. If you require a Spanish language interpreter for your public comment,
Si requiere una interpretación para su comentario público,
please make
Comentario
sure to pause
público.
every few sentences so the interpreter can do their
Comentario
job.
público.
por favor, dé una pausa después de
Damn, there's a
cada
360.
frase para que la intérprete pueda interpretar.
Don't worry, we will pause your time so you will get the same amount of time as everyone else.
No se preocupe, vamos a poner
Damn.
en pausa el tiempo que
Did you
tiene
see
que
that?
hablar para que pueda escuchar como los demás.
Did like a half flip.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Telling you, man, there's some good ass kids right there, dude. They're fucking good.
I will begin by calling a handful of names. Karina Luna, Lucia Gomez, Matthew Rivera, Nadia Wilson, Rose Floyd, Sandra Saucedo, Seth Perez.
Look at Spindler with the fucking puppet.
And speakers, you do not have to line up in the order in which your name was called, but please wait until your name is called before lining up to speak.
Oh, Mr. Herman, first viewer discretion is advised. He's taking his time. As he always does. Dick.
Mr. Herman, was your name called?
Was it Floyd, like Floyd Pumpkinhead? That was me.
Okay, so I'm being told by the staff that your name has not been called. So I remind you that you have already been warned. So please wait until your name is called before lining up to speak.
The lady name was called, sir. You called that name. And what? Come on.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Now, in order to understand what's going on in CD 14 on multifamily housing, let us question with Mr. Cardenas and Congress whether or not it's right that the United States allows us to shelve homeless people and simplify fucking faggot Marines, Army, Navy, and Air Force to sleep on our streets at a time when $218 million was wasted on family housing in CD2, on number 2. But Bob Bloomfield don't give a fuck. Because if Bob Bloomfield, in his comment earlier when he said before us, is going to get done. No, Cardenas didn't get done shit like Alex Padilla. We are still a broken family in CD14, and all us wetbacks want our retribution of $60 an hour.
I don't know which item you're speaking to, but you've exhausted your 1 minute on whatever it is you're talking about. Please move on to the next item.
Then I'm going to go into item 59. Is that all right with you, Pumpkinhead? It's not about Figueroa Street, but it's... Oh, I'm sorry, 59 is on special. You're right. Let me go into another item. There's so many in this booklet at the end of the year because, you know, the physical budget, when you spend all the taxpayers' money on, is going to get looted. Oh, 28. The Board of Public Works, Clean LA.
So
Now,
item number 28 is not open for public comment.
what the
So please stick to
fuck?
the items that are open.
you got all these numbers up there posted, Pumpkinhead. 49. 49. Do I hear another number going on? Sold to the administrative officer at the Los Angeles Housing Department, known as LAHD. But yet for years I bitched to the government. HHH, bitch, bitch, bitch. And not one single fucking family gets off the fucking street. Not one single fucking family from Mexico, fucking wetback, has the opportunity like me, an American, to live in this motherfucking country without disrespect, that you don't find us the reports that Carrot Bass and you white niggers too stole from the public. Inflating taxes is not the answer. They cannot afford to pay the taxes. They cannot live in $3,000 condominiums when they grow up.
General public comment.
Thank you. Thank you. Clap. Yeah. Watts versus the United States, 394, U.S. 705, 1969 for the record. And I didn't get to Brandenburg versus Ohio, you dirty niggers. Send the Jews back to Israel, Bob.
Thank you, Mike.
Fight your own fucking holy war. I'm fighting for the American people that you deny access to affordable housing, livable housing, and not that fucking bullshit of shelters. Not that empty room of shelters. Not that fucking Sambo money that you stole, Marquis C. Dawson. Give the American people the attitude that they will know that I, Armando Herman, for the record, a former fucking teacher, has the answer. That is, bring every motherfucking nigger here and shout out to the government, you're fucking wrong. 42 U.S.C. 1983, fuck you.
Your time has expired.
Here you go, Mike.
So before we move on to the next speaker, I know that we have a lot of new folks here. I know that there's a group from the LAUSD Office of Government Relations and Student Leadership Council. Welcome to the meeting. I do apologize for the language that was used. It does not reflect the views of this council or the city, but during public comment, we do have to allow the members to speak. So I appreciate everyone's patience, both here and on the phones, to tolerate sort of this, well, whatever it is.
Tomfoolery.
Good morning. If you could please remind us the name you signed up under, any items you'd like to speak to.
I signed up as Nadia Wilson, and I'm here for general public
I
comment.
signed up as Nadia Comaneci. Will I be called next?
Thank you. Hello, my name is Nadia, and I'm here to provide a general comment on behalf of LUSD about crossing guards. Crossing guards are essential to
Where's Stacy
elementary
at?
school communities by providing a safer environment for students who walk to school, encouraging families into considering walking as a safe option for their children and improves the community's overall health and reduces traffic. The Crossing Guard program not only creates extra safety, but it also creates a sense of community to everyone around, giving local residents a chance to actively participate in the safety and well-being of their neighbors, making sure our schools are more connected to their surroundings. When we invest in this program, we are making a direct investment in the well-being of our young children. Their safety and ability to navigate their communities should always be one of our first concerns. Thank you.
Goodbye, Nadia.
Good afternoon. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Yes, my name is Lucia, and I'm going to speak on general public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
I'm here to advocate for the continuation of the Crossing Guard program, which is vital for our safety of our school communities. I attend a community school where we share our campus with students from grades K to 12. Every morning, the Crossing Guard is there to help everyone safely cross the street and get to school. Children aged 9 and younger are more vulnerable to pedestrian accidents, and the presence of crossing guards can reduce that. As an older sister myself, I am very protective of my younger relatives, so knowing that they feel secure makes me feel secure. It is essential that we prioritize the safety of our students, and I'm grateful for the funding that we currently have, but that's up until March 2025. So I really hope we continue this funding, and thank you so much for your time.
Happy Friday. Fucking Herman all loud.
Good afternoon. If you could please remind us of the name
He's
you
going
signed
to
up
get
under
thrown
and the
out.
items
There's
you'd
no
like to
way
speak to.
Mr. Herman's lasting the whole meeting.
I'm going to speak for general public comment. My name is Matthew Rivera, and I currently attend the John Burroughs Middle School. Every day, crossing guards ensure the safety of our students and families as they navigate busy streets on the way to and from school. Their presence not only prevents accidents, but also fosters a sense of security that encourages more students to walk or bike, promoting healthier lifestyles and reducing traffic congestion in schools for many of us. Crossing guards are more than just safety officers. They are friendly faces we see every day, rain or shine, who build connections with our communities. Without this program, the safety of students, especially younger ones, would be at greater risk. I urge our leaders to continue supporting and expanding the Crossing Guard program because protecting students should always be a priority. Thank you for your time consideration.
Not one. Shout out to our little kid.
Before the next speaker begins, I will call more names. Chevelle Kino, Tamara Gomez, Valentine S., Wilma Wright, Yorita Gonzalez, Audit LA.
Good afternoon. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up
He's going
under
to
and the
my
items you'd like to speak
junior
to.
high school that I went to.
Good morning. My name is Karina Luna, and I'm here to speak on general public comment.
Okay, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Okay. I would first off like to thank the City Council for providing funding for the Crossing Guard program, but I am here to urge for the City Council to identify additional funding for the program for the rest of the academic year and beyond. Crossing guards are vital to ensuring student and family safety in our school communities. Students and their families should feel safe when traveling to and from school, and crossing guards make that possible. There may be some students who are in elementary school and who are walking home from school alone because their parents may work. Crossing guards help ensure that this experience is safe. Additionally, there are areas where traffic lights are not present, and crossing guards help ensure that these gaps are bridged. The program is essential in aiding students and their families, and speaking as a student myself, we would greatly appreciate if the council would consider identifying additional funding for the Crossing Guard program. Thank you.
Thank you, Tons. Oh, man, happy birthday. We'll give you an early birthday shout out.
Good afternoon. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
My name is Tamara Gomez Quinones. I'm the daughter of LA City Commissioner for the City of El Pueblo, Professor Juan Gomez Quinones, who was under Richard Riordan. I'm here today to alert the council and to ask the city attorney to investigate the fraud that has been
No, Fubar.
perpetrated by the DWP and by this woman whose sisters have been extorting my family for over 20 years.
Okay.
I live in a home in CD14 that my great-grandfather bought in 1911, over 110 years ago when he immigrated from Parral, Chihuahua. This woman,
Mexico,
who currently calls herself Dr. Irene Vasquez, was allowed by personal friends of hers that work at the DWP to access my father, who is a former LA City Commissioner's account, the trust that controls my house that I've lived in for over 20 years at this point. They did an illegal shut-off on the utilities in order to make the house uninhabitable. The DWP legal department has agreed it was an illegal shut-off. They did so without notification. They did so without showing me their badge number when they did it.
So, Speaker, your time's
and
expired.
Irene Vasquez.
Speaker, your time has expired. We have to move on to the next speaker. If you have anything to hand to the sergeants, you can do so at the side. So, Speaker, you're now delaying this meeting. Thank you. This is your first and only formal warning. Next speaker.
Yes, but I have a reasonable accommodation. I was told I have to ask. I'm under asthma exacerbation right now, and so if I start having any kind of asthma episode, can you pause my time just so I can recoup and talk? I don't want 30 seconds of, me having an asthma, if that's allowed.
So, we'll take that under submission. But for now, which items would you like to speak to?
Okay. Since Bob wants numbers, we're going to do 1, 30, 31, 32, 34, 40, 41, 42, 46, 51. Hopefully we get to all of them. And
you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Please
thank
start
you.
with the
And
items.
Bob owes me an apology, by the way, for
Go ahead.
yesterday. For Wednesday. Okay. Well, first of all, I do want to see. I am going to see if Smoke and Scan agrees with me on these points. So I'm going to be going back to Smoke and Scan to see if Smoke and Scan agrees with me. Number one is the wrong. Whatever you have in number one is wrong. It should be an investigation into what happened to taxpayer money, for the housing situation. There should be an investigation. You should be demanding it. So I don't know why that's not there. We'll see if Smoke and Scan agrees. Number 30, MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Here you go with all this gratuitous lighting up and giving homage to whatever group. That's great. But I think MAD, would rather you guys deal with the problems that they want dealt with, and that's to help, like you giving out liquor license like it's candy, like it's crack. So maybe they would rather you not do that. I mean, we'll see if Smoke and Scan agrees with us.
It's true. I agree.
Padilla's number 31, the paddle boats. Yeah, we love the paddle boats, but at the same time right now, you know what we need? We need sidewalks that are manageable. We need all kinds of things. So the number 32, 4118, the planters. This is an interesting one because at 4118, you're trying to make it, enforce it. Okay, and Smoke and Scan may totally agree with that, but he may agree with me here too that you guys are bouncing back and forth. One day you can't have planters because that's mean to the homeless, and now you don't want anything, now you want to push the homeless out. It's like, make up your mind either way. Go either way, just make up your freaking minds. And since you now want to block the homeless, the unhoused off the easements, I guess that's why the planters are not being moved at L. Ron Hubbard Way. Do you think Smoke and Scan, is that why the planters are there? Because now they can't make up their minds. So they're letting the planters stay there in front of Scientology. 34, Power, the Public Works Party. I say no unless I can go. If I can go, then yes. 40, okay, here's a civil service nonsense. And I'm curious what Smoke and Scan thinks on this one. I think it's just a way for you guys to get all your freaking cronies jobs. And that it's not fair to the people who actually want to legitimately go for jobs. So you're going to say, oh, you worked for my campaign? Fine, I have, the Bureau, this job for you. It gives you guys a way to be corrupt, and I think Smoke and Scan would agree with me. We don't like it. But we'll see on the replay, on the Smoke and Scan replay. The alfresco, the fee relief. Okay, are you kidding me? You want to transfer money from the Department of Transportation for fee relief? Just cancel the fees. Like, you don't have to have fees for the alfresco dining program. You can just say it's feeless, it's free. So why do you have to transfer money for fee relief? That sounds really like shenanigans. What do you think, Smoke and Scan? I think Smoke and Scan might agree with me. Public comment. Okay.
General public comment.
Thank you. Now we'll get on, let's talk about the call to Scientology. I've already informed you that Janet Wieland is, she's trying to get people to
Lotus,
initiate harm against
nothing.
me. So if anyone, if anything happens to me, please look at Janet Wieland first.
I never told her to say
And
anything.
let's get to
She watches the show.
The planters. We want the planners moved. Can't we have that for Christmas? You have all this money you're moving around and everything. Why can't you move the planters? And even if you want to block the unhoused at this point, if that's your intention, what about the ADA people? You guys are, that's the other, you're planning for the Paralympics. One thing that you guys need, you don't need to go to France to figure out what they need for the Paralympics. You have enough people here that are disabled that they'd be happy to help you out and tell you, okay? They need access to streets and sidewalks and elevators that are always going down at transportation. Am I right, Smoke and Scan?
Yes.
Smoke and Scan, please let me know. And to the new people,
11.
Pay attention to the people who are talking. You know, we vote you in, we can vote you out. Pay attention to us.
Next speaker.
Audit LA. We agree, Audit LA. I think I could speak for most of the room.
Remind us of the name you signed up under and the
We
items
agree.
you'd like to
The
speak
majority does.
Yaritza Gonzalez, and I signed up for item 50 and 65. I don't know if we are able to speak on that one as well.
65
No,
is
Lotus.
part of the special meeting,
I
and
got a
that
show
will
to
not
do.
start until 11, but you
Okay.
can speak on the
Can't
other.
wait on hold
Okay,
for an
then
hour and
item
45
50
minutes.
and general public comment.
to. So you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for
Then
Jen.
I'd have to
ahead.
go in the other
Thank
room
you.
because then my
Good
mic
morning.
would
My
pick it
name
up
is
and double
Yaritza
it.
Gonzalez, and I'm here on behalf of Garrison, the Central American Resource Center. The City of LA would greatly benefit from accepting the Shelter and Services Program grant from the U.S. Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA. The grant would allow organizations like Garrison to continue to provide critical wraparound services to vulnerable migrants and refugees. These services are a lifeline for immigrant families in LA. We can only expect the need for our services to increase as immigrants in Los Angeles continue to face attacks from the federal immigration system, especially under the threats from President-elect Donald Trump. We need to be prepared, and accepting this funding is in alignment with our duty to do everything possible to strengthen the local safety net for the immigrant community. We urge the City Council to support and accept the Shelter and Services Program grant from the U.S. FEMA program. Thank you.
Oh, TDS. That's what she's got, old TDS.
Emotional damage.
Good afternoon. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Good morning. My name is Chevelle Kino. I'm under general public comment.
That was a real name, Chevelle Kino.
I'm a student from Bell Senior High School in the greater southeast part of LAUSD and low-income area. I'm here to speak about why the Crossing Guard program is a vital part of our school communities. As a student in elementary school, I remember how I benefited from having a crossing guard at my schools. It would help me feel safe getting to school every morning. I didn't live a very far distance from either school, although when I did walk, the crossing guards helped me and my mom ensure our safety from speeding cars or even distracted drivers. The overall safety of all students should be top priority, but the safety of young children should be at the top of that list, as they are the next leaders of our city. This is why I believe the funding for the Crossing Guard program should be prioritized. We thank the City Council for supporting the funding that would keep our crossing guards through March of 2025. However, we need your help with identifying additional funding that would help keep this program funded through the end of the academic year. Thank you for your time and advocacy on this issue.
Shit, yeah.
Before the next speaker begins, I will call more names. Chief Manuelito, Jeffrey Hills, Cindy Ferraro, Stacy Segarra-Bollinger, Tina Brace, Jamie Cusick, Jason Figueroa, and Sylvia Moroccan.
Jason Figueroa.
Good afternoon. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Valentine Shinneman. And general comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Like me and my colleagues have mentioned, the Crossing Guard program is vital to the safety of the schools. As an LAUSD student who commutes to school every day, I come in contact with crossing guards daily. Now, I call for the continued support of the Crossing Guard program, and nearly every elementary school is surrounded by dense vehicular infrastructure. Now, I would like to remind everyone that it is the responsibility of the city to promote the safety of both the schools and the communities surrounding those schools. The Crossing Guard program represents a vital part of that safety. The Crossing Guard also represents to me a reminder that the school cares for its students and the parents of its students outside the school grounds. Thank you.
You know, you have a very big mouth, sir.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. The Braille man.
Good afternoon, Councilor. General
Good
public
afternoon.
comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
I was going to say a couple things, but I saw something in the horseshoe. A deputy that works for Bloomfield named Simi Park. One of the deputies came up to me and asked me, is that the Simi Park that's toxic? And I said, yes. That's the one that used to be a director for Dunn and got kicked down. Just don't trust her. She's just a terrible, terrible person. Also, it's always nice to see Mr. Honorable Nazarian. He's a true mensch. I'm going to say Happy Christmas. I know that is probably illegal these days, but you know, I'm going to say Feliz Navidad also. And it's always nice seeing Miss Hutt, even though she doesn't like me calling her Your Honor. So that's pretty much it. Thank you very much.
Was that Herman?
Good morning, Speaker. My name is Jason Figueroa. I'm a smoking scan singer.
Good afternoon. You have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute
There's
for general.
12.
Please begin with the items. Go ahead.
Thank you. Number one.
I'm a smoking scan singer. See what you did, Jason?
那么多人，人群里藏着一扇门，我迷茫的眼睛里长存，初见你蓝色清晨。这世界有那么多人，多幸运，我有个我们。这悠长命运中的晨昏，常让我往远方出神。灰树叶飘转在池塘，看飞机轰的一声去远乡。Number two.
That one slaps.
光阴的长廊，脚步声叫嚷，灯一亮，无人的空荡。晚风中闪过几帧从前啊，飞驰中旋转，已不见了吗？远光中走来，你一声晴朗。
It's a little high for him right there.
身旁那么多人，可世界不声不响。Item number 30. 冲破大风雪，我们坐在雪橇上，奔驰过田野，我们欢笑又歌唱。马儿铃声响，令人精神多欢畅。滑雪真快乐，把滑雪歌儿唱。Figueroa, Figueroa, Jason Figueroa， 我们滑雪多快乐，我们坐在雪橇上。Hey, Figueroa。Figueroa, Jason Figueroa， 我们滑雪多快乐，我们坐在雪橇上。嘿，白雪闪银光，年轻好时光。亲爱的朋友，滑雪歌儿唱，一匹素色马，一日行千里，把它套在雪橇上，飞奔向前方。嘿 ，Figueroa, Figueroa, Jason Figueroa。我们滑雪多快乐，我们坐在雪橇上。Hey, Figueroa, Figueroa, Jason Figueroa。我们滑在雪橇上，我们坐在雪橇上。Hey。 General public comment. Yesterday, I witnessed a little bit of civil war in the city council. I heard our council member Monique, and then I heard talking about no confidence on the council president procedure. So right now, I want to ask our council member Monique that you are the one who voted our council president. You are the one who chose the 24 inches to be the council president. Now you want to go back. Now you want to say he violated your procedure. He violated your voting rights. Well, the thing is, you chose your 24 inches, and then right now you just have to suffer the consequence you come with it. You know, like one said, well, you know, once you go 24 inches, you never go back. So it seems like right now you want to go back to your old council president. You are the one who voted for that. So, you know, if you want to find another 36 inches, find Sergeant Duarte.
Next speaker.
I'm top Priya Heita from Korea.
Good afternoon. Which items would you like to speak to?
Laser lady.
General public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute.
I'm Harriet Elliott, and I agree with 3-inch shrimp that he's being discriminated on Figueroa. I don't know about all the other stuff, but yes, that part, yes. J.R. Gillum of Texas is a reverend with a doctorate who works with prisoners. The prisoners told him before they committed a crime, they were encouraged to commit the crime with voices. This is called voice to skull. This woman knows all about it. Says there's thousands of people with voice to skull in Los Angeles. Okay, he heard the prisoners say, rob her, kill him. Gillum believed the prisoners, but they're never going to get out of jail for this, no matter who believes them. Anyway, this is called voice to skull, okay? This woman has it, okay? I don't have it exactly. I don't have voices of people, but there are thousands, she says. This woman was brought to orgasm as a little child, a 3 or 4-year-old.
What?
Speaker, your time has expired.
What? Oh, we're going to cut you there, ma'am.
Before the next speaker begins, I will call more
Holy
names.
smokes!
Bobby J., Jeffrey Hills, Cassidy R., Jimmy Hoffa, Sonia Flute, Tony Wu Alexander, Tiffany Hinyard, Cecily Mott, Francine Goody.
Tiffany Hinyard.
Good afternoon. Which
Tiffany's there, everybody.
General public comment, please.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Bro,
On Wednesday,
she was
CNN
about to talk about some child
aired
pee.
the truth by interviewing Dr. Tanya
she
Taj
did,
Hassan,
actually.
who works with civilians in Gaza, and she said, quote, "This is not a humanitarian crisis, this is a genocide. When 70% of the population that are killed are women and children, when the population is starved of food, of water, of medicine, when more UN workers have been killed in Gaza than in UN's history, when over 900 families have been exterminated, when you have over 17,000 children have lost
around
one or
and
both
find
parents,
out, Billy.
There was an orphanage that was targeted earlier this week. History books will be written on this, and on countries will have to reckon, media agencies will have to reckon with their major role in the genocide of an entire population and in the destruction of humanitarian law and rule of order," end quote. None of you people have called this a genocide, not you, Mr. Soto-Martinez, not you, Ms. Rahman, and not you, Ms. Hernandez. The City Council will never pass a ceasefire resolution, let alone call out this genocide by the ethno-fascist apartheid state of Israel. None of you people have souls. Merry Christmas, you genocidal psychopaths.
Fuck around and find out, Billy, the great panderer, everybody.
Good morning, Chief Bonalito,
Good morning.
a.k.a. Candido Maris,
Which
the gentleman
items?
that gave Mr. Cardenas' first speech in '93 when he followed Mayor Reardon as
Which
he was
items
running.
would you like to speak to?
Yes,
Yes
sir.
or no in the chat room? Will they talk about
And,
Jason?
Public comment.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the items.
Yes, also Mr. Adam Schiff, I advised him back when he first ran for
There's one
for
yes.
office. Anyway, let's move on.
No.
Item 32.
Yes.
Mr. Blumenfeld, we must continue to take back our streets. We must continue to protect women and children, our seniors, our vets. But the government must take care of the border, because anybody that's got the guts to come to this country to put up monies to get here, who have the spirit to fight to get here, I want to replace the people who are quitting and going on the streets and becoming criminals with that kind of an individual. So if we don't fix our borders, we still have a problem. But if we take people who come here and are willing to gamble anything and everything. I want those kind of people. I don't care where you come from. If you have that drive, I want you here. The other items on the agenda, I want to thank this council because on item 66 on Wednesday, boy, that was a lesson.
Item number
Mr. Dawson,
66.
you were outstanding on that. Oh,
Speaker,
wait.
Mushroom
Yes,
This
sir.
is not on the agenda, so please stick to the agenda.
This is on all items. Wait a minute. See, that's what happened to Miss Rodriguez, Miss
Okay, so I'm going to move you to general
Mr.
public comment.
what-
I've asked you to stick to the agenda. You have not done so. So you have 1 minute for general
Okay.
public comment. Go
Well,
ahead.
let's go to public comment then. Anyway, it was fascinating. I've been waiting for this for a long time. The only other gentleman that would do that was Mr. John Ferraro, Mr. Hal Burnson, and Mr. Elatori. What I saw Mr. Dawson do was, woo! He took you, he took your mouths, and you guys had to do exactly what he did. So, Mr. Dawson, you got the balls, brother. I like what you did on that day. And for those of you who now know what it's like to have tape over your mouth, I have a right to speak. I have a right to be heard because I only talk about those things that affect this city. Thank you. And good Yom and Merry Christmas.
Oh, he didn't say anything about
Before the next
Jason.
speaker
Oh, he's
begins,
sick.
I will call more names.
Better go home, Candido.
Chloe Young, Dora Horta, Donald Harlan, Frito Garcia, Ethan Guzman,
Please.
Giselle Aguilera, Harriet Elliott, Mike Greenspan, Ian Jameson.
Please let Donald Harlan be there. I don't
Good
see him,
afternoon.
but
If you could please
please.
remind us of the name you signed
I
up
could
under.
use some
and the
Donald
items you'd like to
Harlan for
speak to.
Christmas.
I'm Cecily Ma. I'm here to speak on item 50 and provide public comment. My name is Cecily Ma. I'm the Migrant Services Manager at the Coalition for Humane Immigrant Rights, CHIRLA, an organization with a mission to create a just society fully inclusive
see
of
him.
immigrants. Item 50 relates to a shelter and services award from FEMA to the City of Los Angeles for our work that our organizations have been actively carrying out since 2022.
I think somebody just used
Authorization
his
of item
name,
50
signed
by the
him up.
Council authorizes the City of Los Angeles to disperse funds
I think that's
to
what
Cardenas,
Herman and
Sherla,
like Spindler
Kinder
do. They'll
Romero,
put up a few names, and that
organizations which
way,
have carried out the work
if you
of
call at
welcoming
least one of
migrants
them,
who
they're good.
previously
They're
been
other
screened and
people's
processed
names.
by DHS at the border and are arriving in Los Angeles.
They won't get picked if
the
they
Los
put their
Angeles
names.
Homeless Services Authority is also part of this award and is a crucial partner to us in furthering the services and support we provide. We all remember the scenes of buses coming to LA from Texas. What was not seen is migrants
This is
coming without
Melmac.
buses because LA
Meat
is a
stash.
welcoming city.
Welcome to
This FEMA
Melmac.
award to this FEMA award to Los Angeles is a testament to our city's values and principles. As Migrant Services Manager at CHIRLA, I have witnessed firsthand what it is to properly welcome newcomers with dignity, respect, and compassion. Since
General public
2022 to now, CHIRLA has welcomed over 3,000 new arrivals, 1,428 of those who arrived on the 39 buses sent from Texas. It took massive community, city, and county effort partnership to get this work done, and the resources in this award will make it possible for us to continue providing this crucial humanitarian support. I urge Council today to
I don't
vote in
think so,
favor of
Dave.
item 50, authorizing the receipt, administration, and
signed him
disbursement
up.
of this award. Yesterday, Mayor Karen Bass signed the Sanctuary City Ordinance, assuring us that Los Angeles is a city where immigrants are safe. Today, a vote in favor of item 50 by the Council speaks further to the solidarity within this country and its values of welcoming those seeking safety. Thank you.
Cat's here too. We're doing perfect. Oh, here we go. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good afternoon. You have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the items. Go ahead.
Yeah, we got the asshole train pretty good here. So let's see here. Number 30. Are you against drunk driving? How the fuck are you supposed to party if you can't get behind the wheel of the car and get home and slap the old lady after the party? I can't believe item number 30. Fuck you, Bob Bourbonbleld and Blinky Hernandez over there. I can't believe this. $438 to light up City Hall? I want to light up City Hall in favor of drinking a little bit and driving. After all, it takes the edge off. Less instances of domestic violence, take a little edge off, and less instances of road rage if you take an Ambien and a little of vodka. Right, Tracy? Yeah. And then item 31. Fuck item 31. God, fat ass Moni cow? wants to have a paddle boat? That big fat cunt couldn't get into 6 fucking paddle boats. How are you going to support all that weight, all that fat? This is ridiculous. You have to have reinforced paddle boats. These aren't reinforced. They're only for skinny people. Yes, anybody here skinny? No, they're all fat as fuck. Yeah, so let's refer item 31 to the Committee on Obesity. Chaired, of course, by Imelda Padilla, who's gaining weight every second.
So you need to connect your comments to the items, or I'm going to move your general public comment. This is your only
I'm
warning.
talking
So go
clearly.
ahead. You can continue.
Clearly, I'm talking on 31 because Padilla was a co-sponsor.
Thank you, Meat
But
Stash.
you don't have your glasses on today and can't read the agenda. Now 32, relative Bob Blobenblow, that son of a bitch, is only going to ban parking in the rich Jew area of Deering Circle and Independence Avenue. That's where those wealthy campaign donors live, right, Bob? That's not where those Latino people live. Bob couldn't give a flying shit about anybody with a surname that's Latino. Fuck you, Bob. And then 34, the Tom Bradley Corruption Room is going to be used for a corrupt public works party. Tell me, Bob, is the homeless from 2 to 5 invited? Is the public invited? How about you, Unisys, you so-called socialist DEI? Can we go in there and get free? No, it's a private fucking party. Just like the city council's a private FBI investigated party. And of course, they want to have how much money? How much are they going to pay for the late Tom Bradley room? Why, he'd be rolling over in his grave, Tom Bradley, if he could see you dumb sons of bitches being targeted by the FBI and you're still stealing. He'd tell you to take a break.
General public comment.
The public comment. Why are so many council members dressed like they're going to a P. Diddy party tonight? Have you noticed this? Unisys, known as Blinky, wasn't that her gang name, I believe? Yes, blinking like a blinking light. That blinking light used to be at the P. Diddy parties, from what I heard, that you're next to go into the red room. And then, of course, McOsker. Why, McOsker, are you going gay, McOsker, with your blinking jacket? When did you go gay, Buckethead? I didn't know you liked the stick. I thought you liked to use the carrot. And then, of course, let's see, Hugo, what an ugly fucking sweater. Holy shit, what a piece of shit. Now we've got Tracy Park. Why, she's dressed like one of those women over at that ranch near Las Vegas. So again, people, remember, there's no party like a P. Diddy party. Fuck all of you.
Time's expired. Next speaker.
All right. I'm going to the P. Diddy party. That's Spindler, everybody.
Good afternoon. If you could please remind us of the name you
Go,
signed
dude.
up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Yes, Chloe Young and general public comment.
Fuck everybody.
I'm sorry, you said general and which item?
General public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Chloe Young, and I am a Chatsworth Charter High School student in District 12, and I'm also the Vice President of the Office of Governmental Relations Student Leadership Council of LAUSD. Today I'm here to support and advocate for the Crossing Guard program as it plays a vital role amongst schools all across the city of Los Angeles.
Jockey.
As a student attending a Title I school, I've seen firsthand the importance of safety regulations, especially for young students and low-income families. Many students in my neighborhood either take public transit or walk to school, which could be hazardous without crossing guards regulating the traffic flow. At a local elementary school near me, there's even a sign saying, "Drive like your kids live here," to remind drivers that children could be crossing the street since crossing guards aren't there to do so. I believe that it is crucial to implement these programs to reiterate the importance of livable streets and safe communities. Thank you to the City Council for supporting this, and please support the program. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Giselle Aguilera and public comment.
So you have 1 minute. Go ahead. And if you'd like, please bring the microphone down so we can hear you. Thank you.
I'm a student from Maywood Center for Enriched Studies, and I'm here to speak about why the Crossing Guard program is vital for our school communities. I remember how elementary, I was never afraid to cross the road, and it was all thanks to the crossing guard we had. There was never a day of school that he wasn't there, protecting us from the pedestrians driving dangerously or that were distracted. He always made sure that the students in my school and myself could safely cross the road. I can confidently say that this is a story that multiple students can relate with, and is exactly why we should keep funding this program, not to mention the parents that heavily depend on this program for their children to get to school and home safely. This program protects the lives of thousands of children. It ensures their safety, and so it's important to keep this program funded through the end of the academic year. Thank you for your time, and I hope to see you continue supporting this program.
Thank you.
Before the next speaker begins, I will call more names. Emmanuel Solis, Hansika Talinki, Hilda Hunt, James Floyd, Joe M., Juliana Babayan, Sister Payasa, Nikolai Robin, Sandra Biscuit, Sam Chow.
Sam Chow, Sandra Biscuit. Something sounds funny.
Okay. Good afternoon. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
My name is Ethan de Guzman, and I'm speaking under general public comment.
Okay, go ahead.
Once again, my name is Ethan de Guzman, and I'm a high school student at the Science Academy STEM Magnet. As many of my colleagues have already stated, I'm here to emphasize the importance of continuing the Crossing Guard program. Every day, thousands of LAUSD students must cross busy streets to get to school. Crossing guards ensure that students can get to school safely without the fear of dangerous traffic, and creates a strong sense of community. I still remember my local crossing guard. He greeted us with a smile every morning and a high five. Although I didn't fully realize at the time, his job was crucial in ensuring the safety of everyone who crossed that street. Now, as more and more students have to cross busier and busier streets, it is important to me and the community that everyone has the same positive experience that I've had. We are grateful for the City Council for supporting funding through March 2025, but as my peers have already stated, it is important to secure additional resources to extend the program to ensure the safety of future students. Thank you for your time.
Do I think they should have them? Yeah. I'm sure you'll save a few lives, and they spend money in all the other dumb ways. Stop lighting up the city hall.
Good afternoon. If you could please
to
remind
bend
us
the
of
knee and take that money and hire some more crossing guards.
Yeah, item 23.
At least that does something.
And 40,
it employs
as well as
somebody,
public
and it
comment
keeps the kids safe.
So item 23 is
the lights don't do anything.
Comment, so you have 1 minute for item 40.
It's $400 bucks.
Item 23 during general.
And they just raised it. It's almost $500 now to do that.
Awesome. Hi, my name is Alexander. I'm a new resident
Each night,
of Apply Vista.
by the way.
I had the honor to do the Bologna Creek cleanup with Tracy Park the other day. That was cool to see. Today I want to introduce two organizations that can help LA's Green New Deal achieving a carbon emission cut down by 2050.
Jason's an absolute
Innova Net
legend.
Zero and Blue Monarch Group, they've come together to have a
human-centric
approach to gentrification and change and the new developments that are going forward. So both organizations can play a pivotal role in helping LA meet the Green Deal, reducing greenhouse gas emissions to promote equitable economic development. With the 2028 Olympics on the horizon, they can help ensure a sustainable legacy for the city. I urge council members to partner with Innova and Blue Monarch Group to advance these goals and a greener, more inclusive future for Angelinos. And yeah, I'm looking forward to do another cleanup with Tracy soon.
Yes, I want to build a school for orphans in Enugu.
Good afternoon.
Yes,
If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Emmanuel Solis, general public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute.
Good morning, council members. My name is Emmanuel Solis, and I'm a proud student of Maywood Center for Enriched Studies. I'm here today to advocate for the continued support and funding of crossing guards across the city of Los Angeles, whose role is being critical to the safety and well-being of our school community.
Yeah, Stacy's a
As a
crossing
former
guard.
elementary student,
They called her name, but I don't see her.
Crossing guards on creating a safe environment for students, families, and staff. They play a vital role in ensuring students feel secure walking to and from school. and directly contribute to a supportive learning environment. While Los Angeles Unified School District has made significant investments in educational programs such as the one you see today, the City of Los Angeles plays a vital role in ensuring that the Crossing Guard program is invested in. And by allocating necessary funding, the district can work with the city in tandem to prioritize student safety and enhance overall school performance. Thank you for your time and for your continued commitment to the city and the safety of our students.
Fucking Herman.
Good afternoon. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
My name is Nikolai Robin. I'm signed up for general public comment.
Go ahead. You have 1 minute.
Okay, hello. My name is Nikolai Robin, and I would like to provide general public comment on the allocation of funds for more crossing guards at LAUSD. So I'm a student from Old Tree Middle School, and I have a story to tell about why it's so important. So a few years ago, back when I was coming back to 5th grade, my elementary school was on an intersection, and one day after school, before we had a crossing guard full time, one of my friends and I were walking, and his foot got run over by a driver who didn't see it and didn't know when to stop because of the approaching line of kids. So because of that violence, we had to get, me and my parents and a few other people came to mobilize to get a crossing guard, so everyone could feel safe. So the fact that it had to take a violent outcome like that to get change is really sad. And that's why we need to have more funding in general, so stuff like that doesn't happen again. We thank the City Council for supporting the funds. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know how violent it was, but whatever. Yeah.
Good afternoon. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
My name is Hantika Talinki, and I'm here to speak under general public comment.
Go ahead.
Good
You have 1 minute.
afternoon, people of the City Council. My name is Hantika from Hale Charter Academy in West Hills, and I'm here to advocate for the safety of children of Los Angeles under the general public comment. Near our schools, safety is a huge issue, and I believe that having crossing guards would be quite essential and quite beneficial to our community. As drivers are quite distracted and don't pay attention to pedestrians, crossing guards can help ensure safety for our school communities. The risk of pedestrian accidents can be reduced if there is an effective funding for crossing guards near schools and essentially increase driver awareness. For unsafe risk areas that parents don't feel safe about around these schools, these crossing guards can provide protection and a sense of security for worried parents. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Step on a rock, the rock made a sound. That's the love of Jesus coming tumbling
Which items
down.
would you like to speak to?
All available items and general public comment
So you have
after, please.
3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the items. Go ahead.
Okay. Is item 44 available for public comment?
Item 44 is available, yes.
Okay, that's what I'm going to start with that. So $80 per night for me to flee the room that I was given due to extreme harassment, retaliation, sexual harassment of pregnant women, ADA non-compliance, no drinking water available, nobody's allowed to have wheelchairs over in CD14 Women's Shelter run by Volunteers of America. $80 per night, per head, where I can't go and I can't sleep, I can't eat because I'm being food poisoned as part of the retaliation. My cat had to go to a kill shelter. My ESA had to go to a kill shelter because they were retaliating against me and threatening me. $80 for that. That's item 44. Okay, moving on to item 39. There is no investigation into these abuses. So if you want to have instructions for the housing department talking about evaluating these projects for homeless people, please evaluate the abuses happening at the Volunteers of America run Women's Emergency Domestic Violence Shelter in CD14. Thank you. I would love for that to happen. That's my Christmas wish as a homeless woman. fleeing domestic violence. Now, for item 36, Kevin DeLeon's district, District 14. There is a women's shelter in that district, and I would like you to investigate the extreme retaliation, abuses, intimidation, ADA noncompliance, no drinking water. There's a bathroom that says I can't poop in it, and they won't fix the facilities. And it's bathroom number 2, so you can't go number 2 in bathroom number 2. It's fucking ridiculous. Okay, so now moving on. This is a long agenda. For item 32,
What the hell are you doing in the
4118 is an extreme violation of the 4th Amendment and the 14th Amendment. 14th Amendment is equal protection. Why is Scientology allowed to keep their crap on the freaking sidewalk where ladies, nice ladies with wheelchair who give me cat food, she can't get through? However, homeless people or women fleeing domestic violence like me, we are going to get swept away from keeping our belongings while we're fleeing from shelters like the one in CD 14 run by Volunteers of America, Los Angeles. By the way, the grievance coordinator threatened me for writing a grievance on the toilets. He said that maybe this shelter is not for you. He threatened me for making a grievance report on the toilets, and then the staff refused to give me further grievance reports. That's a violation of my First Amendment right. It's also extreme retaliation. It's illegal. So I would like you guys to please investigate these fucking issues if you want to say anything about homeless people. Now, moving on to my general public comment.
So you have 1 minute.
Thank you. Psalms 118 from the King James Version of the Bible. It's relevant because I'm going to pray for you niggas, okay? God's mercy. Oh, give them thanks unto the Lord, for he is good, because his mercy endureth forever. Let Israel now say that his mercy endureth forever. Let the house of Aaron now say that his mercy endureth forever. Let them now that fear the Lord say that his mercy endureth forever. Y'all a bunch of fucking fake-ass niggas who won't help the fucking homeless. I am starving. I am homeless. I can't go back to the goddamn shelter that I was matched with. By God's grace, I was matched with that fucking shelter. God bless you people. I hope he touches your fucking soul, because you need to be saved. You need to fucking repent. If you say anything about homeless people ever again, fuck you. Fuck the city council. Fuck Los Angeles.
The wrath of God will strike you down.
That's it.
Next speaker.
That's it.
Don't you ever set foot in my house again. Oh, glory. You old heathen.
You old heathen.
Good afternoon. If you could please remind us of the
Can't
name you
make
signed
this
up under
up.
and the items you'd like to speak to.
Good afternoon. My name is Juliana Babayan. I'll be speaking under public comment.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Hello, everybody. So, as my peers before me have mentioned, the crossing guard is an integral part of our education system. As an older sister who walks her younger brother to school every morning, the crossing guard is the first face we see, who offers not just safety for our community, but also a sense of kindness and trust to start our day. Crossing guards do more than just stop our traffic. They create a culture of care. They teach patience to drivers, confidence to kids, and remind us all to prioritize what matters most, the safety of our children. By supporting crossing guards, we're investing in safety, community, and the daily experiences of every family. Let's make sure they continue to guide and protect the future of our neighborhoods. Thank you very much.
$30 an hour crossing guards for sure. For sure.
Good afternoon.
I'm gonna
If
be
you
a
could please
crossing
remind
guard.
us
I'm
of
gonna
the
quit
name you
my
signed up
job.
under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Stacy, you got some comp.
So you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
So I believe the crossing guard program would enhance safety measures for students, staff, families, and community members.
I'm gonna wear
I
my
think the crossing
CHP
guard
hat,
program should also be
help the kids
expanded to
across the
middle school
street,
and high school.
pretend
We
that I'm
want
a
to prevent
trooper.
another occurrence of what happened at my school site, where a student crossed the street on a crosswalk without crossing guards nor traffic light and tragically lost his leg. Luckily, he survived, but we shouldn't have to wait for something this drastic to occur to make a change and enhance safety measures. This is especially important for those in higher risk areas where students' safety is in jeopardy, such as the situation at Hollenbeck Middle School and Roosevelt High School. Since they are in close proximity, it gets very congested by car and by foot. There have been many occasions where students get injured or run over. And staff try to intervene to get cars to stop while students are crossing. They are often ignored.
Stinks is never awake
I hope
to do
you
anything
consider this. Thank you.
Other than to eat, poop, and then back to bed. It's the life of a cat.
Speaker, please remind us of the name you signed up under and which items you'd like to speak to.
Ada Bordon and general public comment.
You'll have 1 minute.
Hi, my name is Ada Bordon, and I would like to provide a public comment on crossing guards. Ever since elementary school, I walked to school and back home, and often had to pick up my sister from school as well. When I had to go through the transition from walking home in elementary to middle school, it was a shock since there were no crossing guards. I almost got hit several times by erratic U-turns, people turning without checking for pedestrians, and ignoring stop signs. Crossing guards helped organize those cars and gave way for our students to cross. In addition, firing them would be firing hundreds of people from their jobs who not only help kids but also free up congested traffic by acting like a traffic light. There are more accidents in middle schools than in my middle school than in my elementary school, and I saw two happen right in front of my eyes. And thankfully, no one got hurt. But because there is so much traffic and everyone is in a rush, they often forget about kids that walk, and crossing guards are there to remind them. Thank you.
Thank you.
Speaker, please remind us of the name you signed up under and which item you'd like to speak to.
Thakur Singh, general public comment.
You'll have 1 minute.
All right. Good afternoon. My name is Thakur Singh. I'm a student at the Leadership in Public Service Virtual Academy, and I am here today to speak in support of the Crossing Guard program for our schools and communities. Although I have been learning virtually for several years, I still remember the importance that crossing guards had while I was in elementary. Having a crossing guard allowed me to go to school and go home feeling safe and comfortable, and that enabled me to learn comfortably, knowing that I would have someone trusted watching me and supporting me as I came and left school grounds each day. And I'm sure that my experience resonates with many other students as well. On behalf of other students across LAUSD, I would like to thank the City Council for providing funding for the Crossing Guard program through March of 2025. However, it is important to provide sufficient funding for this program for the remainder of the school year. I ask that the City Council identifies that additional funding for this important and common sense program to keep it funded for the remainder of the school year. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thank you very much.
Speaker, please remind us of the name you signed up under and which items you'd like to speak to.
Yoshi Ordonez, general public comment.
You'll have 1 minute.
I am the president of the LAUSD Office of Government Relations Student Leadership Council, and I think I speak on behalf of all of my fellow council members that have spoken today in stressing the importance of expanding the Crossing Guard program for our schools and our communities. Specifically, past success in these programs has come from LAUSD's Safe School Traffic Program that has implemented speed bumps, slow zones, and most topically, the implementation of 500 new crossing guards for the 2024-25 year. However, I come from a high school in the San Fernando Valley of over 3,000 students, adjacent to an elementary school and daycare, and many of my colleagues are in the same position. And it is further evidence that we are advocating for additional funding for further crossing guard implementation past March to the end of this school year. I would like to thank this council for your consideration and awareness on this issue.
Please remind us of the name you signed up under, which items you'd like to speak to.
Eli Corin, general public comment.
You'll have 1 minute.
Hi, I'm here to advocate the Crossing Guard program. As a student in elementary school, I remember how I benefited from having a crossing guard at my school. It would help me feel safe getting to school every day. This program helped me and my parents feel safe when letting me go to school. My parents couldn't always drive me to school, and my mom's biggest fear was that I, a 7-year-old child back then, would cross free roads filled with cars with no one to help me or guide me. But
But when my mom saw a cross guard that was also my coach, she was relieved and happy to see me cross and be more socialized since I came from a foreign country. I would like to ask the City Council to please keep this amazing program and to keep funding it for more years to come. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
Dang.
Councilmember Yaroslavsky.
Go ahead and cancel E&E for today.
Yay.
Speaker, please remind us of the name you signed up under and which items you'd like to speak to.
Vardui Chiturkian and general public comment.
You'll have 1 minute.
See, what happened to Rachel
Hello,
Biscuit
my name is
and
Vardui
the other one,
Chiturkian.
Sam
I go to
Chow?
Grant High School, and I would like to provide a general public comment about why it is crucial to have crossing guards at school. I believe that there should be funding to the crossing guard program, as it'll keep students safe
Told
when
you,
walking
those are
to school.
spoof names.
This will allow for better attendance, and students will feel comfortable when walking to school, and it will allow parents to feel more comfortable sending their child to school even when they're not able to take them themselves. Another reason why I think there should be funding to the crossing guard program is because students will see a familiar face when going to school, allowing for a greater feeling of security and community. Thank you.
All right, everybody.
Smoke. Good afternoon. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Good afternoon. My name is Sanvita Kakularam, and I'm here for general public comment.
Okay, so you have
Told you they were spoof names. Knew it.
On behalf of LAUSD, I would like to share some insight on why the Crossing Guard program is essential for students in our community here in LA County. I'm
Rachel
an 8th grader
Biscuit?
from
Who
Woodland
has a last
Hills,
name
who
of
has lived
Biscuit?
here my entire life.
Not
and
very
I remember
common.
so many instances that the streets near our schools were dangerous, especially during morning traffic when drivers are usually distracted on their phones or are in a hurry not to be late to work. Young students, especially in elementary schools, are especially at risk of car accidents and other unexpected injuries because they aren't able to predict when it is safe and when it isn't to cross the streets. Not to mention, many of these students come from low-income families, and their parents are too busy working hard at their jobs to drop them off at school. It is these people who really deserve the opportunity to have street guards who are a vital part of our everyday lives, whether we can see it or not. For this reason, I really believe the funding for this program should be prioritized. Thank you.
Yeah, thinking.
So, Mr. President, I'm being told there are no other speakers. Would the President like to move to the phones?
Yes, please.
Phone time.
Call in user 1, unmute yourself.
Jason, I bet. No?
Good afternoon, Brock Binders, Los Angeles Private Investigator.
Good afternoon, and which items?
I'll open items for general public comment.
Okay, and before you begin, your time has not started. Let me just remind everybody who's on the phones really quick. The items that are
Good to
open
see
for
Brock.
public comment during the regular
Happy
meeting
holidays, Brock,
are
to you and
items
your
1
fam.
and 2, items 30 through 42, items 44 through 55, and items 60 and 61. So go ahead. You have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general.
The law enforcement type of guy.
Thank you. Drew, last time we spoke and I called you stupid, I apologize for that. You're obviously not stupid. I'm having a bad day. Shouldn't have said it. So let's see, number 33. With the homeless and immigration and, not having enough money, city having money for anything, I'm disappointed to say I didn't get any inquiries about having an immigrant placed in your house through the Smoke and Scan adoption program. And for the people that are talking about, people choose homelessness because they don't have enough money, we don't all have nonprofits that we can reappropriate our money for. And then I'll just switch to general public comment. I'm expecting to see letters from all the council offices after today's meeting when the guy talking about that congressman said that he worked in engine country. I think that's rather offensive and hope you guys speak out against it. The crossing guards need money. One of my first, growing up experiences was with the crossing guard. And as much as Stacey gives to the council, I think that you guys would should do that. I know Smoke and Scan would miss her if she couldn't come back. So please keep her in a position where she can come back. Speaking of Stacy, for next year, Marquise, I think you need to start working on, recreating that song "Wasn't Me," because I think you're going to be singing that a lot with all the issues coming up in the city. And, I'd like to end this with quoting Candido.
Uh-oh. Does his phone get hung up on?
Caller ending in 1108. Unmute yourself.
Guy who is hired by people.
Yeah,
to
hi,
stop
Daniel
these bad individuals.
Substack.com, all items, and general public comment.
Okay, good
Sounds
afternoon. You have
sick.
3 minutes
Sounds
for the
sick,
items and
Daniel.
1 minute for
Hopefully you
general.
get better.
Please begin with the items. Go ahead.
Yeah, so 2 of these items are kind of intermingled, so I'll speak for 2 minutes because they relate to both.
Maybe it's the phone.
The crossing guard item and the Mothers Against Drunk Driving item. Are you guys aware that you have this year, and apparently still are, outsourcing drunk driving responses from the LAPD to a very well City Hall-connected nonprofit? Of course, by the way, public, when they say it's a nonprofit, believe me, somebody's profiting a lot. Called Urban Alchemy. Well, I'd like to find out what Mothers Against Drunk Driving, who you curry favor from in terms of publicity, I'd like to know what Mothers Against Drunk Driving thinks about your outsourcing drunk driving concerns or people in distress to Urban Alchemy, which doesn't have the authority to pull people over, which doesn't have the ability to arrest people. And why are you exactly doing this, especially with a group that is very politically connected to all of you, your predecessors, Karen Bass and her predecessors? It's the same thing with the school crossing guard items, you guys. You are outsourcing security from the cops to people who could be run over. What good is a crossing guard if you're letting some nonprofit handle these issues? It's really quite perplexing. I'd like to know why you did it. And by the way, just wait till the first kid gets killed by a drunk driver, and this city council has to explain to a jury why you outsourced drunk driving responses or distressed public. I actually wrote about this on danielgus.substack.com earlier this year.
So I'm going to ask that you move on to another item.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, what should we do now? You want to talk about liability. The liability crap that you guys have, come on. I am going to start addressing these budgetary issues because you guys have misallocated at least $1 billion from Rec and Parks. And you want to talk about sending things back to committee, sending things back to commissions for liability and dangers that you're doing. I'm going to start forcing a whole lot of you, and not just the elected officials. In 2025, danielgus.substack.com is going to force your hand into accountability so that you're at least going to have to explain yourselves and not just, by the way, where's Mr. Fauble? Mr. Fauble's going to be case number 1 about transparency that's coming up. I'm going to move on to general public comment. This coming year on danielgus.substack.com, I am going to not only start pulling accountability, I'm going to start forcing people. If you don't want to answer my questions, you want to dodge public records requests, I'm going to start forcing through other methods to force the city to respond to dangers that they're creating. That it's going to be eye-opening, and the public is going to see how it's done firsthand because the LA Times doesn't do it. That's why I'm here. You want to talk about lying about animal services? Oh, by the way, what happened to your animal services GM? I thought Karen Bass said that Stacey Daines and the commissioners were the best people available for the job, and that's a load of crap. Well, guess what? We're going to start forcing accountability, not just for animal services, but the city attorney, the LAPD, and in many other ways. danielgus.substack.com. The stories will continue on your latest break.
Well, it might be, Show. I mean, think about it. If your friend owns a tree trimming company, you have the authority to hire them. You give them the big contract. They cut the trees instead of the city workers.
Richard Serrano.
You get a kickback.
Speaking on all items, starting with 31.
From your friend.
And moving forward to 34 and general
Otherwise, the
public
trees
comment.
just get cut.
Shout out
for
Smoke
the
and
items
Sam.
and 1 minute
There
for
we
general
go. There's
public comment.
15. Thank you,
Please begin with
Richard.
the items. Go ahead.
There's 15.
Like Daniel Duscott just said, you guys keep reaching out and outsourcing this stuff. Every time you guys pay somebody, you guys just went over finance and budgeting, and attorneys get called in to do work for the city, make more money than a city employee, city attorney, because you don't have them to, again, just listening to you all week. So your own words come back to bite you. You guys have outsourced this stuff. If you really wanted to stop and help slow down problems, talk to LAPD. Their change of shift, a lot of the districts are at 7 in the morning.
Thanks for putting that up,
That's
DJ.
the time people drop off their kids at
I'll
school.
link it in the other room.
So if you want to help
It says page
people
not
be
found.
safe out on the streets, change of shift so they're out there patrolling. Not only when the news camera's out and like Ms. Rodriguez is going to do a cleanup 2 weeks from now or whatever, and she's going to report it. I mean, literally get out there and help these kids get to school. After they get to school at 9 o'clock in the morning, they can go and do change of shift.
That's the time they got to
when
be there?
everyone's safe. Pay attention
There's
to
the
what's
link to
out there.
Daniel's Substack.
Some of these parents are running to work, running to drop off their kids, and some of them are the most reckless drivers to these kids. So pay attention. You have Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and those same people are the people driving the way they do in the mornings. Keep your eyes open, your ears open, and your heart ready to go and make a difference here if you're going to do. Number 32. Moving forward on 32, it's just crazy to me to see you guys do so much in the city council and not really care about the people here. I really wish that you cared about these people. Yeah, I don't want to see people on the sidewalks when people got to pass by. You know, they should be out of that way, but you need to work on getting the people in locations where they can live and not have to be there. Monica Rodriguez, again, only when the news came out and said misappropriation of funds, she reacted like the devil came out of the floor. Why didn't she, on top, when that money was available, why wasn't she putting people in places? I wish the Ethics Commission would make you guys mandatory to sit in those chairs and listen to the public instead of just get paid. It's just crazy to me that you guys keep doing what you do, like Tuesday. You know, you guys are running amok. How do you go do amendments while we speak? It just makes it crazy to me that you guys keep making amendments and don't give public input on it. You should make those amendments and then let us speak on it, not after you guys do what you want to do. 34. Hello? So we're going to 34 now. The people again are listening
general
to
public comment already.
That hasn't been 3 minutes. So how are you cutting my time into 3 minutes?
It was 3 minutes. I was keeping track on my phone. So it
No,
was
you
actually
weren't.
slightly more.
You're
So
just
again,
talking over
you have
me now, but
19 seconds.
that wasn't 3 minutes. The public is watching the clock. Okay, general public comment. Go back to the same thing we're saying. Arguing your points is just the opposite. There should be no way you make amendments and we can't speak on them. And when the people come up and tell you in front of the public,
And Speaker, your
that's
general
crazy
public
to
comment
me.
time has
Smoke and scan.
expired. So again, before we move on to the next caller, just as an FYI, I understand the timer wasn't running. We were keeping track here. The last speaker got his 3 minutes for the items, and I let him
Bullshit.
know that he was moving to general public comment.
Bullshit. You shortchanged him. They jacked Richard again. Thank you for the shout out, Richard. Yeah, they jacked him again. Any which way. You know, that's any way they can get it in.
All right, that wraps up public comment
That's
for
it.
this meeting.
We don't
We
need
have
to hear any
taken
more, you motherfuckers.
in excess of an hour of public comment in person.
We got your
on
vote,
the
and that's all
phones.
we need.
Madam Clerk, what's before us?
Mr. President, council may now vote on 1, 2, 30, 31, 33 through 35, 37 through 41, 45 through 48, and 50 through 55, sir.
Is that like, on her cheeks? Is that makeup?
All right,
like
those
blush?
items are now before us. Let's open the roll.
Or is that like
close the
mask
roll,
burn
tabulate the vote.
from Mask 5 years in a row?
15 eyes. All right, what's next?
Next would be item 60, sir.
Item 60.
I'm thinking
All
it's
right, that
mask
item is now
burn.
before us. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the votes.
From all the heat coming out too,
15
the
eyes.
hot breath and shit
All right.
coming out through the side.
Can we go to item 12?
Just like cooking her cheeks.
Come to 49 at the end.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Item 12 is amendment.
She ain't got spots anywhere
motion
else.
Blumenfield Hernandez, and Mr. Blumenfeld had comments on item
thrush.
12, sir.
Item 12, Councilmember Blumenfield.
I think it would have been brush.
That you did comments on 13, but
Oscar.
unfortunately 12 was the amendment. So
I covered them both when I spoke, so
Oh,
I
okay,
don't
so
need to
you're
restate.
good?
Perfect. Thank you, Mr. Blumenfield. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
Let's get up there and out of here. Fa la
All right,
la la
what's
la
next?
la 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 la.
next would be item 19, and that was amendment by motion Park Harris Dawson, and Ms. Hernandez called it special for a separate vote, please.
All right, let's open the roll.
You better call it a
Close
roll.
the roll, tabulate the
Fuck's
vote.
tied you at? Better call it a roll.
14 eyes,
Oh,
one no.
we didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
All right, what's next?
Pinche Soto Martinez. Everybody but
Please,
you, huh?
please issue a warning to this person.
The speaker who signed up as, I believe, Sister Payasa, I have heard you yell out multiple times since we've ended public comment. Consider this as your only first and formal warning. Do
Look
not
at Mr.
disrupt
Herman.
this meeting. I cannot hear what the clerks are saying or what the council president's saying, and he is right behind me.
All right, what's next?
Ms. Hernandez, would you like to clarify your vote on 19?
Mr. Herman's
I would
not
like to be
only
recorded as a
comedic
noble.
gold, but he's
Okay,
a physical
that
actor
does not
too.
change the outcome, so it is 13 ayes and 2 noes.
All right, what's next?
Next would be item 20, and that was called special by Councilmember Hernandez as a separate vote, and this item was also amended by motion Blumenfield Rodriguez.
She
All right,
should be
that
a
item
phone sex
as
operator,
amendment-
I'm
as
telling you.
amended
She'd make all the money.
is now before us. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
She'd make
13
all the
ayes, 2 noes.
monies.
All right, what's next?
Next, sir, would be item 22, and that was called special by amendment Hernandez Yaroslavsky.
All right, let's open the roll on this item, close
Why are
the
you
roll.
banned from them?
Mr. Blumenfield.
Yeah, on 22A, I don't have a problem with spending the money on this. I
Of course
do want
you
to know
don't.
from the
It's our
departments
money.
why we had the FSR on Wednesday, and
Don't have a
now they're
problem
being
spending
asked.
our money,
There's
huh?
a motion that I wasn't aware of that's being asked today to move 1.25 million from the UB. So I want to know what has changed since Wednesday. If this money is needed, the gang injunction stuff is really important, and that money is there for this purpose. And I don't have a problem with
Ron,
us
it's
spending
one
the
of
money.
these that
I
I
do have
have
a problem
on. It's the
process-wise.
Christmas lights.
I don't want, and if the money's needed
I know
because
you
it's going
can't
to
see
go
them
out,
like twinkling.
and they're not
but
going to be able to spend it
actually-
in time because we're on recess, then by all means we should do this. But I want to hear from the department or from the CAO of like why did this not come to the budget committee, and are we hearing
Like
it
it's
as a
blinking
last
and
minute
shit.
item?
It's supposed to be Blankston.
Again, not against it. I just want to
Stinks die,
understand.
yes. Stinks is
Because
dead.
procedurally, departments should not be
He's dead to the world right
doing
now.
things that way. They should go through.
He's dead asleep.
Especially, it's not like the FSR was 6 weeks ago. It was yesterday, 2 days or Wednesday.
All right, someone from the CA's office provide light on this matter for
I
Mr.
can see
Blumenfield.
the light. I can see it. All right, I'm not sitting here. I'm ejecting. I'm not watching fucking Danish head with that fucking Danish like halfway cocked on his forehead.
So that
Talk
was
about
not in our
anything.
original recommendation. However, I can say the dollars in the unappropriated balance were set aside for this purpose.
Yeah,
and the
Ladies and
dollars.
gentlemen, we are done for the day. I don't think we can stare at that guy's face, and I'm out of here because I got a show tonight to do. But we got it in. It was a good show, and we had some fun. We definitely are missing some of the normal players, you know. Good to see Mr. Sachs and Donald Harlan back, and you know the bunch, the usual suspects. Yeah, be good to see them, but beggars can't be choosers. So I'm out of here for now. I will see you guys tonight at 8 p.m. Pacific time for our normal Friday night crime party. Keep the notifications on because who knows, it is Friday. It's the best chase day of the week. It's nice and clear here. Maybe we get us a chase beforehand, so you never know. So keep the notos on in case we get one. I will see you for now. Thank you for the likes, the love, the donos. Thank you for the thumbs ups. They work and they're free. And I guess that's it. So on behalf of Stink Bomb and myself, I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.
This party is officially over.
Yeah, you guys. I'm a going home.